When a game dies in the grip of negative reviews, a curse is born. The curse gathers in that place of play. Those who encounter it will be consumed by a bad game. Hello, Charkie.
Hey, Cass.
Hello, everyone watching at home. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Welcome to Ju-On, the Grudge Haunted House Simulator. That is in the title. That is in the North American title of this game. that subtitle.
Haunted House Simulator product.
Not to be confused with other haunted house simulators on the market.
Now, a simulator title, I'm expecting some wacky physics, some Unity assets.
Not quite. Though this, for a Wii game, does kind of have the look of like a Unity asset flip. If we're being mean, if we're being really reductive about the graphical fidelity of the Wii. Okay, so first things first. This is our first Bad Game Hall of Fame repeat, because this is one of the first games we ever streamed here on this channel. It was just me back in the day. This was back in 2018, 6 years ago.
The Royal Wii.
And I wasn't pleased with how it came out. The aspect ratio was all wrong. I'm crushing 16:9 into a 4:3 half of the window. The mic quality isn't there. And let's be honest, the commentary quality isn't there. But now that I have a Charkie, now that I have a bit more of an idea of what I'm doing, this is one that I've had on the to revisit list for a while now, because I do believe this is one of the funniest games, one of the funniest bad games out there. It's meant to be scary. It's meant to be not a horror game per se, but very specifically the genre as they want it to be recognized, registered as, is a haunted house simulator, which is a very singular thing. This was initially released July 30th, 2009 in Japan, October 13th, 2009 in North America, and October 30th, my birthday, 2009 in Europe. Developed by Feel Plus Inc., published by AQ Interactive in Japan, Xseed Games in North America, and Rising Star Games in Europe. And why so many people ended up publishing this game? Well, because it's an international film franchise. Because the Ju-On franchise, the Grudge franchise, as we better know it here in North America, a lot of people had a lot of money they wanted to make off of it. So that's how a game that is very, very, very slight, if we're being honest here. Expect this one to take maybe the better part of 2 hours tops. Or maybe we'll vamp and drag it out to 3 hours. We'll see. But yeah, this game, we'll get into a little bit of the history of it. Not an exhaustive history of this particular game, because there's not much out there. I gathered what little there is, so we can give this the definitive look that it deserves.
Sure.
I guess. What's your familiarity with The Grudge or Ju-On?
Now, Ju-On. I've seen it.
Okay.
The first one. Just the first one, though. The original first one. I never saw the American version of it. I never saw any of the sequels. I never saw the one where the girl from Ju-On went and fought Sadako from The Ring. Never saw that one. But I have seen the original movie. And I remember liking it.
All right. Very good.
But I haven't seen it since I was in high school. So it's been a while. This game will catch me up.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
What I've forgotten.
This game, this side story in the franchise, will catch you up on all the pertinent details. I've watched the first Japanese movie, the original Japanese movie. We say the original, there's actually 2 short films that predate the movie known as Ju-On, but we'll get into that when we get into a little bit of the history here. Well, what matters for now, what's important for now, is that this will be played with 2 players. I will be controller number 1, operating the flashlight, operating the player character, and Charkie will be on a simulated second controller, which, for those of you who didn't check in on the stream through the notifications we posted to the social media, who are unaware of this game has an asymmetrical 2-player mode, which is to say that the second player can trigger jump scares on command, by pressing buttons on their controller. This was supposed to be one of the major selling points of the game. It is ultimately forgotten about in most of the advertising for the game. I don't even know if the manual mentions it. So that should just kind of tell you.
So Cass will be playing as Juan, and I'll be playing as the Grudge.
Perfect. And of course, just one last bit of bookkeeping before we get on with the show. This is a horror game. I don't think it's a particularly effective one, but there's the chance that you watching at home might be scared, might be freaked out a little bit. That this might not be for viewers of a sensitive disposition.
Jump scares will be incoming throughout the game.
On command even. So yeah, just prepare yourself for that. Govern yourselves accordingly. And speaking of governing yourselves accordingly, it's time we all stand. Everyone stand up right now. I'm doing it in my chair. As we all wait for the honorable snack judge Charkie to come on through with Charkie's stream snack.
All right. Tonight's stream snack is Quaker Chewy Chocolate Chip. Actually, it ends there. It's a granola bar. I guess they didn't feel like including that in the description of it. And that's just because I had a big dinner, like a California Club. Real good, really not good for me to decide. I'm gonna have like a big, like, fast food greasy ass thing, like in an hour from now.
You're entitled to it, yeah.
But tonight's drink is Celsius Essentials Orangesicle. Yet again, trying another orange creamsicle flavored drink on the show.
In the hopes this will be better than the last.
Yeah, now, nothing has come close to Ghost so far, but I haven't had like a bad one yet, I don't think. Let's see. Let's give it a shot. Yeah. When I said nothing's come close to Ghost so far...
Remains the case.
Remains the case. It's so understated. It's like, yeah, I guess it's an orange creamsicle flavor. Yeah, that's the best description the flavor I can give is like, yeah, I guess.
A glowing endorsement as usual.
Yeah. It's really like nothing comes close to Ghost so far. Except like Alani. Alani's actually been getting better as I've had more Alani stuff. But like most of these other drinks, like, doesn't come close, especially when it comes to the orange creamsicle. And that's the stream snack.
All right, very good. I'm just drinking a lot of water tonight, folks. That's all I've got here. Oh, that, and I got my new Stream Deck, which I've been playing with since I got home today. Look, I'm gonna put the stream snack away by pressing a button on my Stream Deck.
Go for it.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, good job.
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of myself for that one.
I almost got like liquor today when I was out shopping, and you can't get the liquor at the checkout line. You have to go to a separate area after you're done shopping to go get the liquor. And there was a lady there who decided to do all her normal grocery shopping at the one checkout in the liquor section.
Ooh.
And I was like, you know what? Drinking is a bad habit. Maybe I don't.
Maybe it's time to kick it. Maybe it's time to.
Yeah.
Speaking of kicking it, let's kick it on over to the 4x3 stage so we can do a little bit of history on the franchise known as Juon before we dive into the game itself. Pictured here, Takashi Shimizu. He is the director, writer, the creator of the Juon franchise. What does Juon stand for, by the way? What does it mean? What does it translate to? Roughly translates to resentment curse from Japanese to English, which, you know, a grudge is a fitting translation of that, as fitting a translation as any, I suppose. And what of that franchise? Well, it was a franchise created by Takashi Shimizu. It began in 1998 with the release of two short films, Katasumi and 444444444444444.
Oh, I know what that means. That means death, 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 death,
death, however many times. So, Takashi first became involved with the Juon saga, the one that he created, when he was taking a filmmaking class being headed by one director by the name of Kiyoshi Kurosawa, who you may know for the films Pulse and Cure, Japanese horror films, J-horror movies that they are. Takashi was working as a assistant director at the time and managed to impress Kurosawa with some of his short film work that he was doing. So when Kurosawa learned that there was a feature-length horror film in production for the Kansai Telecasting Corporation, he looked to his student, he looked to Shimizu for the job of directing one or more sections of what was meant to be a compilation film. To this end, Shimizu wrote several scripts, each roughly 30 minutes in length, only to be asked to make 2 brief 3-minute segments, which end up, of course, being Katasumi and 444444444, as the television movie was intended to be an anthology of short films. After being edited together, it ends up being 4 shorts in total, 2 of them being Shimizu's work. The compilation is titled Gakko no Kaiden G, which roughly translates to School Ghost Story G, where apparently the G at the end of that is supposed to stand for Great! I don't know. I found that note on Wikipedia. I didn't bother to check the source on that. I just want to believe that's true, or it's very funny vandalism that I somehow incorporated into this.
Great job, good horror.
The special, the Gakko no Kaiden G, was first broadcast on Kansai TV, September 27th, 1998. Ran for around 70 minutes, meaning that Shimizu contributed just under 10% of the finished product. But if there's one thing that people remember from it, it is those 2 shorts. Those 2 shorts are like the standout of that compilation, to the point where they realized they needed to make a franchise out of just that.
I'm pretty sure I actually saw those 2 shorts at some point in time after I saw Juon.
You can find them on YouTube. They're pretty widely available. Speaking of Juon. So following the success of the 2 TV specials, which eventually became direct-to-video films, and then there's a little movie called Ring that came out, Hideo Nakata's Ring, in 1998.
I'm sorry, I'm on stream delay.
I see. So Kurosawa and that Ring screenwriter, Hiroshi Takahashi, helped Shimizu develop a theatrical Juon sequel. The film, titled Juon the Grudge, was released on October 18th, 2002 to critical acclaim, was followed by a number of sequels over the course of the following years, and even a North American film remake called The Grudge, starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, even. And you know who directed it? Shimizu. He actually did direct the North American adaptation of his movie. So
that is the thing that I remembered the most about the American version, is that, it's the original director just came and did that too.
Needless to say, that film released to mixed reviews, but it was a box office smash, so we got our own Grudge continuity here in North America. But putting that aside, let's go over what the central conceit of Juon is, what all these movies more or less center around. So brief synopsis, they revolve around a curse created in a house in Nerima, Tokyo, when Takeo Saeki, Saeki, sorry, my Japanese is beyond rusty. It'll give you tetanus if you touch my Japanese. Takeo is convinced that his wife, Kayako, is having an affair with another man, and so he goes a little crazy and murders her, murders their son, murders their pet cat, all in a fit of rage before killing himself. According to the lore of the movie, the universe of the movie, when a person dies with a deep and powerful rage, a curse is born. The curse gathers in the place where that person has died, or which they frequented, and repeats itself there. The spirits of the deceased haunt the location, potentially killing anyone who encounters the curse by any means, such as entering a cursed house, being in contact with someone who was already cursed after entering it, knowing them, going to your high school reunion, and knowing the second cousin of someone twice removed who visited the house. Basically, like, everyone in these movies, not to spoil all of the movies, but every character dies. Every single one. There's not a single character who survives. Once you get, like, touched with the curse, that's it. You're basically just, like, living on borrowed time. I don't like these movies very much. They're visually inventive and they have some good atmosphere, but I don't love downer shit like that. I don't love horror movies where there's absolutely no hope for anyone, where you go into it knowing that everyone is just fucking doomed. then it doesn't make me excited. It doesn't give me like any like sort of like, who am I supposed to root for? The person I know is gonna die. Anyway, the curse manifestation.
I feel like that makes it better to see as like I did. I saw the one movie, and then I didn't see any of the other movies.
You know what? You saw the one movie. You've seen all the movies.
Yeah.
So, in 2009, in commemoration of the franchise's 10-year anniversary, which I'm looking at that doesn't make any fucking sense. The short film's released in 1998. And then the first movie came out in 2002. But every site, everything you find on the game, even the press statements around this game mentioned that this is supposed to be celebrating Ju-on's 10th anniversary. So maybe someone forgot to carry a 1 somewhere in the promotional team there. But in 2009, in commemoration of the franchise's 10-year anniversary, a video game to be published by AQ Interactive in Japan was commissioned, with sights set on the Nintendo Wii. But who is AQ Interactive? And who is this Feel Plus developer underneath it? Well, AQ Interactive was a Japanese video game developer and a publisher, established October 1st, 2005, which operated until October 2011. AQ, by the way, stands for Artistic Quality. AQ Interactive was not always AQ Interactive. You may know them under their previous name, Cavia. You may have heard of Drakengard, Bullet Witch, Resident Evil Dead Aim. Well, I guess there's also some obscure franchise called Nier, but anyway, they changed their name in 2005 when they became a holding company responsible for the management of subsidiary companies, as well as sales and promotion of video game software. In other words, they became a publisher and sometimes developer still, and they became the parent company to developers Artoon, they of Balan Wonderworld, Cavia, because they had formerly been Cavia, so it makes sense that they would retain the Cavia name for a development studio, and Feel Plus, who we'll get into shortly. AQ Interactive also operates publisher Xseed Games, who you may remember from the prologue screen published the game in North America, so that was just another one of their publishing arms. So Feel Plus, we've dealt with them on the show before as well. They began life not under the name Feel Plus, but under the name Scarab in 1992. They are responsible for the likes of Survival Arts, Battle Monsters, and Killing Zone, 2 of those 3 games we played on our recent Fright Night. Ooh. Those are 2 monster-themed fighting games. Furthermore, they also contributed monster designs to the 2000 Dreamcast title, The Ring Terror's Realm, which we've also played here. Yep. So Bullet Witch, we mentioned earlier. There's another game we've played on this channel before. We keep coming back to Cavia and to Scarab here. Not for much longer. There's only so many games they put out, and so many of them that are actually bad. Anyway, Scarab was acquired by Cavia in 2002, rebranded from Scarab to Feel Plus in 2005. And perhaps it was their history with these monster designs with the likes of Battle Monsters and Killing Zone, the Ring Terror's Realm, that led to them getting picked for the Ju-on assignments. As we move on to the next screen here, the next slide. This is from a promotional video of someone
Dorothy.
Here's someone who's just absolutely horrified to be playing Ju-on the Grudge on Wii. They're just like, oh my god, this is so awful. The game is first announced publicly on May 22nd, 2009. That's just 2 months prior to its July release in Japan. So don't think that they're cutting it that close. They had basically a feature-complete game by May 22nd, but that's just when they saw fit to announce to the world that they had it. We have Xseed's statement to the North American Games Press here. It is reported on by IGN. To read from it, publishing house Xseed Games today announced that it will distribute the haunted house simulator Ju-on the Grudge based on the horror movie of the same name for Wii. The game is in development and will be released stateside this October, according to the company. In an official release, Xseed elaborated that the movie's original creator, Takashi Shimizu, is serving as a creative consultant on the project, and that accessibility and instant scares are given priority over all other game aspects. Auspicious. In June 2009, the game was given floor space at that year's E3 Electronic Entertainment Expo, for those of you who don't remember the before times, when E3 was a going concern. Games press coverage of this era of the era was used to communicate a marketing line from AQ and Xseed, and meant to set expectations for consumers. And so the line that every person who covered the game on the show floor would repeat back, would make sure to include in their article was, Ju-On the Grudge is not intended as a survival horror game, but rather as a haunted house simulator. Nintendo World Report reports here in this article. Oddly enough, when Xseed demoed this title, it was described not as a survival horror title, but as a haunted house simulator. As a matter of fact, Xseed was very adamant about this description. Ju-On the Grudge features no combat whatsoever, and intentionally so. Takashi Shimizu, director of the original movie and consultant on the game, wanted to recreate the experience of the movie without actually recreating the exact story. The experience, according to Xseed, is going to last a little less than 10 hours and is targeting an obvious pre-Halloween October release date. Yeah, I fell a little short of that 10 hours, huh, Chief? Considering that's about a third of that, maybe a fifth, depending on how fast you play.
Little is relative.
I suppose so. There's a small number of concept videos for the game out there, which is where I grabbed this still from. They made their way towards onto YouTube towards the end of July 2009. Some of them show brief snippets of gameplay, others of them are just trailers. But the ones that are most interesting are reactions by players to some of the game's jump scares, which I imagine comes from the show floor of E3 or whatever other convention. I think this had Gamescom presence, the German expo. I'm sure it had something in Japan. So you can see various different people reacting, going, ah, it's scary, ooh. If you want to find these videos, by the way, I don't know what the original source on them is, but there is a YouTube channel by the name of Yuya Kayako Toshio, which is just a Ju-On fan channel on YouTube that just so happens to have like all the concept videos archived. So shout outs to them. They're nothing spectacular, nothing like groundbreaking, nothing in the way of like, really early prototype or debug footage. But it is, of interest to see what they were trying to bank the game's promotion on. Speaking of promotion, it's time we get to this fucking thing. This being the game's European box art. Okay. So
that's me right now.
Behind your couch.
Yeah.
Spooked out of your mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me too. So this cover is the work of British distributor Rising Star Games. The composition, as it were, features a photo of a woman hiding behind your couch, not meant to represent any character within the game, but to instead reflect a player who finds themselves terrified by the game. And near her frightened face is a quote attributed to a T. Kanazawa, which reads as such: "You'll jump, laugh, and cry. Perfect fun." Now, while one would assume this quote comes sourced from some review of the game, Kanazawa's affiliation is oddly undisclosed here. This is because Tomio T. Kanazawa was no less than the senior producer for the game's European localization, working on behalf of Rising Star Games. In other words, the publisher were trying to pass off a line from one of their own employees as a review quote, as a pull quote on the box, in what has to be one of the most desperate marketing decisions of all time. So you add that story to what is just a ludicrously bad cover, what is just a terrible cover for this game. Doesn't get across any of the characters in it, that doesn't get across the atmosphere at all. It's just...
But it's a perfect 90s video game magazine ad.
Yeah, unfortunately they missed and put it on the cover instead of in a fucking magazine where it belongs. So, though, to say that critics were unimpressed by the game would be an understatement. Its Metacritic average sits at 39 out of 100 on Metacritic. On the list of Wii games, it is among the lowest rated titles in the entire software catalog for Nintendo's motion control system. Retrospectives on the game, though, have been somewhat kinder than its initial critical reception. You're familiar with the website bloody-disgusting.com? I'm sorry, bloody-disgusting.com. They couldn't quite get the URL without the dash in between there. But it's like a horror movie news site. And for whatever reason, every 5 years they put out a new article where they defend the game. They hail it as an unfairly maligned J-horror gem and compliment it as they compliment its chilling atmosphere and its beautifully orchestrated frights. So if you look up on Bloody Disgusting Ju-on the Grudge, you'll find like 2 or 3 articles where they're just like, but really, give this game a shot. Released 5 and 10 years after the facts.
Written by junior editor T. Kanazawa.
That would be perfect, if only. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got as far as the history is concerned. Now we know a little bit more about the film franchise. We know what it's about. We know what to expect. Which means that it is now time for me to push my chair out, stand up again. I sat back down during the stream snack at a certain point, but I need to make some room here because this is a Wii game. It means I do have to use motion controls. So I need to get an appropriate distance. Yeah, I set you up so you just have to press buttons. It's very convenient for you. I'm going to move my microphone into the position, so apologies to the audience. Vamp for a second, why don't you?
Oh. Bleh. Is that good? Anyway. Man, you know, I can't believe they made... I can. But they made that... When they made that The Grudge versus The Ring movie, I don't remember the exact name because it's the name of the girl from The Grudge, and I don't know her name. But I kind of want to see that movie. I kind of want to see where... I know where they go with it because I read a synopsis, but we need more of that. Like, there was a time where we were getting, like, Freddy versus Jason, and they were, like, teasing other horror movie crossover things, and that
more goofy
just fizzled
crossovers,
out.
goddammit. That's right. Am
I
still
more
audible?
Horror franchise. You're still audible. More horror franchise crossovers. Someone in chat, let me know what it is. It's a couple people in chat. Kayako versus Sadako.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Or vice versa.
All right. This is as good as I can do for positioning the microphone. So let's get this game underway. Bear with me just another second while the game actually goes ahead and launches.
Johnny says, I remember the actress who played the Grudge lady had an Instagram where she posted in-character selfies.
God damn. I hate Dolphin. Have I mentioned that before? I hate most emulators, as it turns out. Okay. Here we go. So I have a mission here, and it is not to embarrass myself by getting scared on stream, even. To not scream on stream. I don't think it's going to be particularly difficult.
No. I'm not the kind of person who, personally, like, screams at, like, scary stuff in video games. Like, I can get jolted. I go like, huh, or something like that sometimes. But I don't know. Video games don't really scare me.
Nah, they never have for me either, but I would like to be. This house, by the way, is the house. They filmed this little sequence on the set at the house where the movies primarily take place. I'm not sure if they got the actual actress back to play, what's her name? Kayako?
Kayako. Oh, that's the Grudge sound.
I mean, this is on us for breaking into her house. This is on the cameraman for just busting right in. A haunted house simulator brought to you by the Ju-on Film Partners, Ju-on 2 Film Partners.
Oh. Two are different people.
Oh, it'd be good if the controller worked. It'd probably be good if...
not?
Not mine. 1 second. I think I know how to fix this more or less.
This is Again, I am player one.
I fucking love Dolphin. Have I mentioned that? It's going through some different stuff on the screen now. There's the catchphrase for the franchise. This is like the mission statement. There we go. Okay. So this top save file here.
Oh, you got a hair in your. little hair on your screen. Get
Oh,
that
sorry.
off.
I'm brushing it out of the way. This is hopeless. So this is a complete save file. We may need this later. To unlock, there are 5 levels in this game. You have 4 that are the primary levels.
How many bosses?
None, not that kind of game. But
Okay.
in each of those levels, you have to collect pieces of evidence or something or other. And once you've collected every piece of evidence
so
from
you
every
can
stage,
convict the ghost.
finally take him
of
to a
the
court of law where
crimes.
Kayako will finally face punishment. No, but you need to do that to unlock the last level of the game.
Where were you on the night of the 31st? I don't know.
I'm a Scorpio. Alright. Items found. Empty.
Well, you got some keys, a flashlight, some photos.
That flashlight will help us. That flashlight's going to be as much as we see of any of our characters, by the way, so... Alright, last chance to turn back, folks.
Yep. Viewers beware, you're in for a JPEG. Doggy.
I believe her name is Ivy.
Doggy needs to go, like, rest or something. You're painting pretty hard.
Doggy could use a few more polygons. Maybe a higher res texture. Oh, that Ivy, running off like that. I wonder what she saw. This factory looks like it hasn't been used in forever. Well, she's not coming out on her own. I'd better go find her.
It'd be fun if we found the dog and the dog is just, like, biting a ghost on the ass.
I got him! Well, that's no good. This is all scripted, by the way. I'm not actually panicking right now. Let it be known. Deep breaths. And there we go.
All right.
Alright. I can look right. I can look left, kind of. I should
Sometimes.
theoretically be able to look up and down. There we go.
Hey, there you are.
Now, you may be wondering, how do you move in this game? B trigger.
Oh.
Down on the D-pad moves you back. Left, right, up, don't do anything. There's no nunchuck for this game. It is just the Wiimote pointed at the screen. And what more do you need, really?
An interact button?
Oh, that's the A button, if I didn't mention
Okay.
that. So let's get to wandering. Let's get to looking around here. How'd the dog open the door?
I had a dog who could do that.
Alright,
Never had
sorry,
a
I'll
cat
knock
like
next
that,
time.
though.
Yeah, it's... Alright, before we go that way, I think there might be some items over here. You've basically seen all there is to the game, by the way. That's basically it.
Successfully simulated.
These batteries are our lifeblood. You may notice the batteries in the bottom left corner. When those run out, we die. So it behooves us to pick up spares wherever and whenever we can.
That's a pet peeve of mine in horror games. In most video games, but especially in horror games, that, like... You know batteries last longer than that, right? Y'all, when you're making these things...
Well, the batteries get spooked, too. They get scared. And it drains them. It drains the color from our faces when we get scared.
I've heard that you know, ghosts can drain batteries in electronic devices and stuff, but like come on. Like, as someone who, like, yearly has to use flashlights because the power goes off, like, batteries last. Don't do that. It takes me out of a game.
Well, yeah, thanks for that.
Yo, I didn't do that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying to the little ghost boy there.
I mean, there is stuff I can do.
Oh, yeah, there is.
I can make jump scares happen by pressing a button. Press.
Maybe not on this first stage. Maybe not when
Maybe
I'm
not.
right next to
Yeah,
a
I
door.
don't. Maybe. I'll go through this door. Yeah, I can press the. Hold on, let me figure out what's.
Let's double check your controls.
Wait, no, go back in. Go back in.
No, no, no,
Go
no.
back.
Hold on.
No, go back in the game.
Okay.
Push the.
There we go.
You know what the problem was? I was pressing a button on the GameCube controller that's not plugged in.
Smooth. Yeah, that's not the one we bound for you, so don't get it twisted. Well, motion control time.
Left or right? Left or right? Okay.
Yeah, I'll try that again. What could go wrong the second time?
Yeah, that makes sense why, I'd be pressing this button, nothing would happen. Like, yeah, of course, because it's not plugged into the thing.
That one is.
Ooh, I gotcha.
So you'll be doing that
Jump scare.
intermittently.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
When
I'm
I
sure
feel
you'll
like-
demonstrate restraints.
Unfortunately, I have to demonstrate restraint because they do put you on a cooldown.
Unfortunate. You can't just spam it.
Yeah, that one wasn't me.
No, some of these are descripted. Most of them are descripted, but well, God, the Wiimote on PC, not the best.
Now,
Now that one was you.
Okay, that one wasn't scripted?
No, believe it or not.
But Cass, I didn't press any buttons.
Man, this place is really falling apart, huh? Oh, it's another spare battery. That's handy.
You've staved off death.
For at least 2 batteries more.
I want to imagine that you're just continuously shoving these batteries into the flashlight. Like it is overstuffed at this point.
Oh, god damn. It's so easy to miss the scares. I think they're supposed to be like... You're supposed
I think
to be able to see the kid there. Yeah, but it opens up a path. There's a lot of scares that you'll straight up miss in this game because the controls are
Not that one.
inadequate. Not that one. That one is front and center. But yeah, there's just... You can see like a face in there for like a half a second. So again, you have to be like looking in the right direction the game wants you to be. And when the game isn't arresting control from you, isn't forcing you to look in the directions that it wants you to look.
It's trying to give you a hand, trying to help you out.
Yes, I appreciate that. So, just like fundamentals of like, horror is that if you want to scare people, if you want your scare to be effective, people should be able to see it.
By the way, that's why a lot of VR horror doesn't work. Like, VR horror can work really well because, it's something different if you're, like, in it, right? Like, if you're kind of fully immersed 3D in it, or if you really cannot get away from it by just turning your head, that can be really effective. On the other hand, you can be looking in literally any direction, and the thing that was supposed to scare you could have been in one place, and you're like, well, I missed that forever.
Yeah. Not my ideal. Let's check out this route that opened up. What do you suspect will be on the other side of it? Maybe ghosts! Woo!
Yep,
Oh, there's
you're right.
one. Yeah. Oh, I think there's supposed to be another scare there, but we may have dodged it. By the way, this is the move speed. This is all you got. There's nothing more to it. There's no sprint button. Nothing of that sort.
Remember the time I was in the Discord and I was streaming like horror stuff in VR chat? Like while I was in VR?
I do seem to recall that.
And like one of the things it did was it tried to pull that, is this your IP address? And it was like a string of numbers. And like, you could give me any string of numbers. I'm in VR. I'm not gonna
Double check on it.
I'm not gonna go to my computer, like pull up like IP chicken, check on it, and come back and then say, yeah, it was.
Just double checking? Yeah, still bloody. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Slowly turn around. Because there is no other speed at which you can turn around in this game. There's no speed at which you can do anything in this game besides slowly. So, maybe they expected it. Maybe it was even slower initially, and that's how they thought they would get it 10 hours.
Well, the button's actually not working now. I was in the wrong screen.
For God's sake, Charkie. How are you supposed to scare me when you can't even get these jump scares working?
I wish just once, when I set it up like that, it actually did a jump scare, and not just, here's a hand. Ooh.
Well, it's spooky because it's so unpredictable. You'll never know what's going to come out next.
Give me something like a bah.
There you go. Is that good enough for you?
Yeah, like that. Yeah. It's way better.
I got us there? Cool. Is there another room on this floor that I need to go to? Or do I just go up? Or no, that's right here, this door. It's all coming back to me.
Also, for the sake of, just so people know what's happening, those jump scares are, I think they're different depending on what button I hit on the Wii.
They're
Like that
randomized to an extent, but different
Yeah.
combinations are supposed to have different effects. Again, this shit is not documented.
I'm not sure if it's combinations, because like singular buttons seem to do stuff, but I've noticed different things seem to go with different buttons. Like right on the D-pad tends to be, I think, the hands coming up. I think left was like the flies. I'm gonna hit down. Down does.
Well, that's weird. Here? By process of elimination, it has to be here. Or not. Oh, man. Such a doorknob got blood all over me. I know there's a room missing. I know that there is a room that we have missed. I think it's going to make us backtrack. Once we...
Oh, there's an item. So I'm gonna go check on the cat.
Grab that key first, why don't I?
Oh, there you go. You needed to be here anyway.
Again, really rundown factory. Oh, they came back for an encore performance.
Damn, Cass, you live like this?
Just wait till we get to the actual Grudge house later on. The last level. They really make you work for it. Are you in an inspection room? Nope. Gotta be that door downstairs.
Nope, that's the blood room.
So I think you are figuring out, like, there are buttons that have dedicated commands.
Yeah, down is the blood thing. A seems to be the wild card. That was an A.
Oh, great.
I
Now
love
I lost
how
track of where I
unfazed
am.
you are.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, it was a singular stairwell, so it's not that hard.
You would think, but, I mean, yeah, jump scares don't really work on me. I'm not really even getting, like, started. Not to, like, brag
I mean,
about, like,
these jump scares are also, especially.
But even on the best of days, let's say. Okay, so busted fuse. I imagine that inspection room we got the key for. Elvis the Culture Advisor in chat says they have a roach phobia, and that scare was still underwhelming to them, so...
Oh, I have a roach phobia too, and yeah, this is nothing. This is... Okay, it was worse the second time, but still, it's nothing. cannot do buttons during this.
No, not during the cutscenes. Can't ruin the sanctity of how tightly scripted and unique each of those transitions are. Oh,
I'm sure something happened.
Fell or something. Again, we weren't looking the right way, so we'll never know. Woo!
Well, you were looking in the right place for that one. And that one.
Those ones are, like, legitimately do, like, get in the way of what you're doing. So if it happened, like, in a moment of, like, legitimate panic where you're trying to navigate, where you feel like you're, like, running away from a...
Running.
Right.
You say.
But also that never happens because all the running you do is scripted. All the escaping you do is scripted. There's never, like, any real moment in the moment-to-moment gameplay where you are, like...
Nope.
Sorry. Didn't mean to intrude.
Remember that, those Flash games, like, called, like, The House or something? Where it was just, like, black and white images of different rooms in the house, and you just had to click on things over and over again to make scary things happen. But you had to click, like, so many times on so many different things. It was just, like, tedious. And the payoff was always, like... Not even that. That wasn't even, like, the payoff. The payoff was just, like, something would fall. And then it was like, okay, move to the next room.
Well, that's just this game's bread and butter is just stuff falling. So... is just stuff tipping over.
Oh, that's what made me think about it.
The only Flash horror game I remember with any sort of reverence, any sort of fondness, was a series called Ex Mortis.
I remember that. That series became a thing you could pay for. Like, it got a paid entry in the series.
Good for them. Yeah, I guess I'll pick up.
Oh, is it going to come through your Wiimote?
Wrong number.
Do you accept the charges?
Huh? What was with the camera looking around there? I don't know what that was meant to signify or indicate.
Hello, you have a collect call from last name Days, first name 7. Would you like to accept the charges?
Right, now all we need to do is find our way back to that power box. Ah, here we go. Just slowly crawl our way on over there. Thank you.
That stays on screen, like, way too long.
Yeah, for what it is.
Yeah, like, yeah, I got it. Uh-huh.
I'm amazed the power works at all in this place, to be honest. You would think they would just cut it off. Haxdralian in chat mentions True Horror Stories. One of your favorites.
True Horror Stories. Yep. That is, I believe that is the same people who did the House series, because it sure as hell plays like it. That is, I have streamed that game multiple times for multiple people. The thing is, I always get stuck on this one part where, like, honestly, I get stuck on multiple parts because there's some, like, fucking cryptic ass puzzles in that game that just don't make any sense. And any guide I've found is basically like, I don't know.
Very good.
But there's one part where you have to, like, trace a path on this mural, and it is so exact. Like, it doesn't even do, like, a jump scare to throw you off kind of thing. It's just a pain in the ass to do.
Going down.
Whoop.
Ah. Luckily, I responded in time to that.
Is this your card?
Well, nothing to do but go back the way we just came.
Yeah. You know, I like me an Onryo.
Yeah, that is what she is. But what does Onryo translate? I know it's something like, you know, like, is it possessed spirit, or it's some kind of spirit? It's a very specific kind of.
Like vengeful or something. Let me. Let me look it up. I have.
There she is. Good
There's
girl,
our doggy.
Ivy.
My website I go to for a lot of these things, yokai.com. Yeah, it's basically just vengeful ghost, vengeful spirit. Finally, I'm home. Oh.
Episode clear. All who are touched by this curse will die, and with their deaths, a new curse shall be born. Spoilers. Okay. The next feature we need to talk about here, the fear level. Wow, was the game really that scary for you? Aren't Scorpios usually more enigmatic? It was obvious from your screams what you were feeling. Scare level close to max, sissy level at the medium there. Okay. So, what this is ostensibly meant to do is to measure the motion of the Wiimote. If you're shaking, if you're trembling, ooh, that means you're scared. It definitely doesn't mean that just the Wii was really bad at tracking.
Yeah.
and gave a lot of like bullshit signal to the system. So
I would be interested in seeing this played with like a mouse.
Where it's just
To
perfect.
play like as yeah.
I missed a piece of the magazine or a piece of the newspaper. So we
We'll
were
never
already
know who.
already
know who
we
was found
failed
dead
to
in the
unlock the
street.
last level. Already we have failed in our quest to unlock all the last level in this game.
So that's what our 100% saves for, right?
Yes, because otherwise I would need to go back and play that level from the start and find that newspaper clipping.
Magic
And by
Meow
the way,
says,
there are no checkpoints in any of these levels.
Magic Meows says the game plays you as much as you play it.
Let's move on to the next level here. Because here's the thing. Now the stakes, I'm not going to say they're raised, but there are sequences in this game where you can die, right? And when you die, it is back to the beginning of the level. There is no mid-level checkpoints or anything of the sort. Which I suppose is another way to pad out the game time, is to punish players.
Yeah, it's slightly less than 10 hours.
The Worst Elephant asks in chat, is this doing the movie thing where each chapter has a different protagonist? Yes. I believe we're playing as the mother now in the family.
I was hoping we'd play as the dog.
Unfortunately not. So we're in a hospital. An abandoned hospital. Ooh. Which doesn't make any sense. If they were receiving care at this hospital, I mean, there's going to be night staff. There's going to be other patients. Things of that sort. What's with all that noise? Why isn't anyone getting that? Must be a kid running around. What are the nurses doing? I better see what's going on. Inquisitive. Good instincts. Miki.
Oh, there's the kid. And chapter end.
So, one thing I will compliment this game for, something not a lot of Wii games had, dynamic lighting.
Oh,
You
yeah.
see that thing moving. It doesn't use it to the greatest effect, but at least it uses it to some effect, which is more than can be said for a lot of Wii games that just bake their lighting in or just did static lighting or what have you. Which, I mean,
Okay.
you gotta do what you gotta do for the system you're making games for.
Can you remember, or can anyone in chat remember, there was a Wii horror game. This is reminding me a lot of it in general. But like, you played as... You had like a group of 5 friends. You played as like one of them. But at the start of the game, you were supposed to pick like your real friends as the names of those friends. And like everyone was kind of represented in just this weird silhouette, like no actual real design to them. So you could like in your mind say like, "Oh, this is my friend Carmen."
I don't remember what that game is, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head either. I remember that number. Sure do.
301.
Oh no, no, I can't see.
Now, luckily, there's a map of the place here, so that's handy. We didn't get to pick up the phone, though, so I feel bad about that. I hope it was nothing important. I hope it was nothing serious. Let's rummage through this. Let's find where they keep the good medicine. How much you want to bet there's a scare behind here? I'm betting $500. Does that count? Is that scary?
Yeah, that counts.
Is that scary to you? Oh, they did a little more grabbing at the end there, but
cannot find the window. Valkian says calling, which is, I don't think that's the game I was thinking of, because that game has named characters. I'll figure it out later. Maybe I'll leave in the YouTube comments.
All right, we came from room 302. We need to get to 301 and see what's going on in there. Yes, can I help? Anyone in here? Heard someone rattling the doorknob.
Oh, I found the name of the game.
Oh, goddamn, we got turned around in a circle.
It was Ekene no Yoro, which I guess is Night of Sacrifice, translated. Did not come out in America.
Okay, 301. I need to find a battery soon, otherwise this is going to be a very short romp through the hospital.
How can you find batteries when someone's covering your eyes?
I'll just wait for them to pull their hands away. Turn right! Jesus Christ.
Now, this isn't a Connect game. You can't just yell at your screen to do that.
Huh? I'm trying to sleep here. You're really adding to the scares here. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's time to die.
Unless... Anything? Nothing? There are batteries around in this stage. A few of them, in fact.
Connie Baggett says, I think this game is where Bloober Team got their ideas from. You know, I have access to that Silent Hill 2 now. I could play it.
You just keep
I will at some
playing
point.
This. Oh, occupied. And I think we're about to die. Oopsies. Well, we might as well see what this looks like.
Yep.
Oh no, we died! It sure would be fucked up if the end of the successful end, the correct ending for every scenario, is still just you dying. If every character in this game just dies, and so the game overs don't really mean anything, that running out of battery doesn't really affect anything materially, wouldn't that be fucked up? By the way, Scorpio women tend to wear their hearts on their sleeve, making them somewhat emotional and less easy to scare. Really, it makes you that much more adorable. Aw. It's complimenting me. Now, I could do quick saves for this, if you wanted to be extra safe. And if we didn't want to sit through, potentially, these loading screens every single time.
Alright, what single button should I hit throughout the entirety of this run through?
Hey, we can skip that cutscene, so that's good at least. Aim down! Ugh.
Nope, I found a better single button. It's way more annoying.
Alright, let's speed run this. Where'd you go, little child?
To that phone now?
Let's see if it lets
Guessing
me.
the answer is no. Well, they hung up already.
Come on!
Like, I can't see you naturally. So when you're doing that and you're making that, like, noise, like, oh, come on. I just imagine you, like, desperately trying to push your hand like it's resisting, like fucking Dr. Strangelove or something.
It is so brutal. It is so fucking annoying. The Wii was a mistake. Okay, yeah, I get it. There's something in the bed.
I've discovered a issue with my Switch. I've been having an issue with my Switch for a while. I think I've narrowed down what it is, which is there's something wrong with the contacts, I think, on the physical Switch itself. So if the Joy-Cons are plugged in, it will continuously disconnect the left Joy-Con.
Well, that's not good.
So I can't play Switch games in handheld at this point. The Switch, I think the Switch is one of the worst video game consoles.
How can that be? They sold so many copies.
I think it has some real good games on it. Its potential as a handheld thing to play those games is really good. I think it is one of the most poorly constructed consoles I've ever played.
Yeah, I understand that. I definitely get that. Is this the bathroom on our right? Girls' bathroom, okay.
Easily the worst controllers of a console I've ever played.
Say the word drift to scare a Nintendo fan.
Video Game King says, in terms of construction quality, yes.
Okay.
And right.
We lived.
But for how long?
I'm hoping there was a battery in the stall or something that she was occupying. No? How about here? Anything. My kingdom for a battery. Yay.
You were like tripping over batteries in the first stage. Oh, maybe you used up all the batteries and you didn't leave any for your future characters.
It was a zapping system all along. Who'da thunk? Oh, wait. There we go. Well, that's not a battery. That's a flashlight.
Just shove that. Just shove that flashlight into the other flashlight.
All right, so that's the staircase. This is an elevator. I imagine this won't work.
No, going down.
To hell! Whoa. Still hear me walking in the background. I do like that.
Yeah.
They can just hear me walking right through it, right past it. 302. 303. Working our way to 305 and 306. But also, I'm thirsty. You want anything?
Iron Headful says, why did they use a cat sound for that?
Because the son got killed, and so did the cat, and their spirits merged or something. The young boy makes the cat sound every time.
Yeah.
Because their spirits are linked.
And Ball Gang asks, do these characters have any backstory? Yeah, that's one of them.
There they go again. There's no catching up to those people, by the way. Not with this move speed, there isn't.
Oh. Come on, well. Valve.
Different franchise.
Called an homage.
So what this is doing is actually giving us a preview of all the stages we will be playing. Isn't that spooky? Ooh.
Last one is Juon the Grudge, Haunted House Simulator coming soon.
This is just a playable teaser for the full game. It's gonna be full of moments like that, so.
Oh good, another battery. Like next time there's like a next time there's a power outage in this hospital, people are gonna go to all these flashes like, why are the batteries gone? What the fuck?
Let's check out 305. If it'll let me.
People are talking about other shitty controllers, particularly in this generation. including PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Magic Meow says, I have a number of friends who say the PS5 controller gives them hand cramps. Hi, that's me. I'm friends. The
I like
PS5
my
controller gives me
DualSense.
hand cramps.
I like my DualSense a lot. It's the only controller that doesn't give me hand cramps. Alright, turn that TV. We gotta save electricity here. Might be people who need it. Thanks.
Here to come again.
There's supposed to be a way to open this curtain. There it is.
That little schmutz on the ceiling there, you know.
Black mold.
Clean
They really should clean this place out.
That's scary. Yeah. Fight it.
Have to pay close attention for where the, Just
It's a
walk
rhythm
backwards. Just walk away from it. Ow. That one got me right in the face.
Pistols at dawn.
Oh, for God's sake. Turn these TVs off. My solemn vow, my mission here.
No, I played a good horror game recently. Mouthwashing.
How'd that treat you?
I really liked it. I would say it's definitely not for everybody. In one, because it's very much a movie, kind of. You're just going through scene to scene. But also because, man, fucked up shit happens in there. I can see people getting legitimately disturbed by it, and not in like the woo horror kind of way, and in the nah, this is fucked up kind of way.
Kind of like Ju on the Grudge, like we're playing right now.
Sure. Like that.
Ah! That's how people act scared, right? That's how people are supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm learning these human emotions.
But no, mouthwashing was very good. I think if anyone wants to play that game, I would suggest do the whole game in one sitting. It is not very long.
Because they didn't turn it on for me. I had to turn it on so I could turn it off.
Is this the goal of this level, to turn off every television?
No, it's to get scared.
I can help with that.
Close that curtain. I think there's supposed to be like a newspaper clipping in one of these too. But they keep opening and closing that one. Is there something in here? Is there like a... I know that it's supposed to be like a photo or a magazine fragment or something like that. There's some items in the stage. You know what? I'm giving up. I'm giving up on finding any of these collectibles. They're too well hidden for me.
Yeah.
And I already have 100% complete save. There's some of them that are particularly cryptic, that require like doing like weird backtracking and like running right up against running out of battery. So I don't love that.
What if the thumbnail for this episode was us peeking up from behind a couch?
I can maybe make that work. Oh, I saw someone popping their head out from over there. At the same time, this was rattling.
You know what I've been dreading? What's scaring me lately is, you know, our avatars, folks at home, you know our avatars that we use, that I have drawn. What's scaring me is the fact that I need to draw one for Johnny and Sid now, and I haven't drawn in a year.
Whoopsies. Yeah, as this channel keeps on growing, as our little family extends.
I need to make talk sprites for everybody, and it's like, I thought I was done drawing. I gave up. But now I'm getting
Just when
pulled
you
back
thought
in.
you were out, yeah. Alright, nothing in this room.
I don't think my tablet will really work for it anymore, so I'd have to use my mouse on my don't have a desk.
Luckily, it's pixel art, right? So you can just kind of fill that in pixel by pixel rather than just sketching it out.
I prefer to sketch things out, but yeah. Someday we'll be able to just hire someone else to do all the art. Like I've been thinking about stuff, right? You and me, we're always thinking business.
Yes.
We're always thinking things, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm thinking you should answer that goddamn phone.
Yeah, sorry, I was in the shower before. Here I am. You rang?
Prank calls.
Oh, they snuck some QTEs here, so you could have died here, potentially.
Good thing I looked left and right, then left and right, then left and right. I could have died otherwise.
Scribble fragments. Oh, I think that...
So
Go ahead.
So what I've been thinking lately is kind of in general, like where I want my life to be going in terms of like financial stability and that kind of stuff. Because like in the immediate goal, like I would like to get to a place where I have enough income coming in where I could go out and get food and not feel like anxious about it. Not feel like, oh, I could get Taco Bell, but oh, kitty.
You were guarding this for me. That was nice of him.
Yeah. Oh, look, another kitty. But no, in the immediate term, I would like to get to a point where I'm making enough money at least, where I could go out and get food and not feel anxious about it, and not feel like I'm fucking up my budget by getting Taco Bell. But my long-term goal is I would like to have enough money where I can just pay other people to make art for me. I never have to pick up a fucking pen again.
For me, the dream was to pay other people to do video editing for me for the longest time, because I got so sick of it, even though that's what I am supposed to be by trade. Okay, left, right. Arm wrestling. Go suck at it.
Their hand goes
Turn
right
left!
through yours, and they're like...
Sorry.
No, it's just...
Huh? Oh, there's the light. Freaked me out for a second there. Okay, I think there's a flashlight, or I'm sorry, a battery at the top of the stairs. God, I hope there is.
You need it.
Yes. It's all coming back to me.
We have to find the answer by
Can't
ourselves.
open the door just yet. And ball game redeemed, say something nice. Novel concept. You don't see many video games that deliberately say, like, that very much set out to say, like, we're not doing any combat, we're not doing any gameplay, you were just walking around and getting scared. That is what this game is for. So, you know,
And then
someone had to try it to discover that was a bad idea, so that everyone else could learn from it.
and Sam Barlow was like, "No, that's it. Give me Konami on the horn."
All right, guess we're not going that way.
Guess you're not going that way.
I'm gonna miss my turn if I... Okay, there we go. See, doesn't this add so much? Don't the jump scares on command add so much to this game?
Gives me something to do during one of these streams.
Yeah. Guess we're going to the basement.
You know what? You mentioned at the top of the show that you got a Stream Deck recently.
I did. I still need to configure a lot of stuff on it. I literally just got it today.
Here's what. I need a Stream Deck now, so I can carry this into everything we do in the future.
Just to have jump scares on command during any playthrough of any game.
Yeah.
Gotta keep the viewers on their toes, Charkie.
Yeah. And keep me from doing something besides playing Balatro.
Which is the only game I've been playing this year, by the way. You talk about that mouth-washing game. The only game I've played this year... Wait, hold on. Was Baldur's Gate 3 this year?
No.
Alright, the only game I've played this year that's come out this year has been Balatro.
I'm at the point now where I'm trying to get all the Jokers. And there are some Jokers that says I haven't discovered, and I have no idea what the fuck they are. It's not that I have to unlock them, it's just I have to buy them. I could look up a wiki, but
there certainly is one.
I just keep doing like throwaway runs, hoping like, well, maybe this time I'll find one that I haven't bought yet.
Okay, real quick.
Uh-huh.
Save state. Because I don't want to replay any of this shit.
Okay.
Just in case. Oh, by the way, when you pause the game, you do get the briefest of character descriptions here.
Maybe we should be doing these.
Exhausted from the efforts of her family's recent move, Miki had collapsed and was hospitalized. Miki had fallen asleep while looking at a photo of her family, but is suddenly awakened by the incessant ringing of a telephone. Yeah, I've been there, done that already.
Is this button? Okay. I think I found I know cutscene's happening right now, but I think I found a button that doesn't do anything. Yeah, I don't think this button does anything. And this isn't me trying to do another fake out. I think this button legit doesn't do anything.
Which one is it?
I think it's my B button. Let me try holding it down
and press something else. Press something that you know what it is and see if it changes it.
Okay. This is the hands that reach up. Okay, so that's different. All right, it's time to explore that. There was a key to your right. I don't think you got.
There is. Unless you got to open up all these boxes.
Okay, a Dracula.
It's one of those like coin things where you put a coin on top of it. It
oh yeah,
comes out and grabs it.
What are those like useless boxes where you like turn it on and it just turns itself off?
Now, if I remember correctly, we're gonna grab this key to the rooftop, which means we're nearing the end of the stage. Mercifully, we've missed, I think, one of the scribbles so far, but I think I know how to get it. I think I know how to add that one to our collection.
That just cut off while it was still happening.
Well, yeah, it was something more important. I took priority here.
Well, that was before you even opened the door.
So I'm gonna go down this hallway.
Uh-huh.
Towards that roof.
Right, watch out for the cat. Ah, see, I got you. I didn't do it.
I didn't. Okay, thank you.
Now I did.
Come on, a little urgency, Miki. Come on. Put a little pep in your step. Oh no,
that gives me
we'll get past it now.
That gives me an idea, and then you get on it and ride it like a skateboard. And then Crush 40 starts playing.
How do I move a gurney? Oh no, my object permanence! Come on, keep the door open for me. I'm coming out here too. Ah, come on, asshole. Well, okay. We lived through that.
I imagine that going like, there's a joke in The Neverhood where Clayman is running away from something chasing him like that, and he runs straight into a door, then he like backs up, opens the door, and runs into a wall, and then he gets up, sees the thing still chasing him, closes the door, and runs into that again. I expected you to be doing that.
So we're going back down this hallway again. All the way down this hallway.
Yeah, B is a modifier. That's confirmed. Well, now I gotta see what all those do.
You found the hidden depth of this game.
Yeah, for player 2. Quote-unquote player.
More like Scarer 2. Okay, let's see if I remember correctly. There it is! And that's how you would get the third scribble fragment in this stage. You'd have to think, what if I went back to that one box that didn't open? What if I went in the direction of the ghosts and the ghouls? Of Kayako. Trying to add some more to the walking here. If I move my Wiimote up and down.
I'm trying to figure out if there was ever a Tales from the Crypt video game, and as far as I can tell, I think there was one that never came out. But I think there's like cutscenes for it that exist.
There was that Atmosphere game. Remember the VHS board game? They made a PC version of that, a DOS version of that.
But would that just be playing Atmosphere?
Sort of. Oh. Ball bouncing down the stairs. I think I missed it. I think I was looking at the wrong staircase. I think I was expecting it to be coming from this stairs, but I think it was the stairs I was already walking on, so... They really want me to see this. Yeah, we already saw this before. We already got whipped by the hair before. Gotta survive it again. Ooh. This is exciting, right? This is scary. This is gameplay.
Fighting the angry ghost of Willow Smith.
What year did this game come out? What year are we commenting on this game on? What year is it right now?
I've made so many untimely references at this entire stream.
And somehow that was the
new.
most... Somehow that was the most egregious to me, personally. Got 1.5 battery left.
I at least mentioned one video game that came out this year.
Good, that keeps us relevant. Evergreen content.
No, I mentioned 2 because I mentioned Balatro.
That's true. Which again, the only video game from this year that I have played. I think. Hello?
You played UFO 50.
Spooky. Yeah, I guess I did play UFO 50. Turn right! Not far right. Here. Okay. Alright, good enough. I have to do 2 hands on the Wiimote now, just to make sure I don't oversteer, understeer. Okay.
You're giving Scorpios a bad name.
So as we walk forward, obviously something's gonna happen with this. Or you can do that too.
Whee!
So clearly I don't want to go that way, right? There's no other way to go. Ooh. So how do you think this level ends?
Your character dies.
Congratulations, Charkie, you got it. Don't worry, we lived actually, because I did that QT. Oh, never mind.
Whoopsies. If you die at the end of this QTE sequence...
Yep, it still counts as a game over. And you have to do this entire stage over again.
I'm saying... Are you gonna have control again, or are you about... Let's see. You know, not so scared when she's animated like that. Whoop. So you had successfully QTE to die at the right time.
Yes. Wait for it. A curse that is a manifestation of the hate of those who have died by violence. Wow, was the game really that scary for you? Orange Scorpio is usually more enigmatic. It was obvious from your screams what you were feeling. Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, we got that one already.
Oh, I still missed a piece of that too. Yeah, fuck that. Thank God for 100% saves. My save, actually, the 100% save that I'm using, I have uploaded the game FAQs for the benefit of the world. I actually uploaded it 6 years ago when I first finished the game. But anyway, yeah, you can use that if you just want to skip directly to the last stage, folks.
Slime Generator says, this game is easy to insult, yeah, but I think it would be kind of fucked up if there was a human boy that meowed instead.
Loading, loading, loading. I just realized that the text chat's in the way of the loading and the A buttons. Not that it fucking matters, but... You know what? I'm gonna move the chat up a little bit. That should make everyone happy. By which I mean, it'll make me happy. And you all want to make me happy, right? That's ultimately why we all come here, is for my edification.
3. At least it's not 4.
Damn, talk about a long day. I doubt I'll be able to make it to the hospital to see Mom. Wow, talk about a wasteland. Only thing missing is zombies. Whatever, let's get this over with. Ken?
Versus Ryu. Fight.
I believe Ken is like a postal delivery worker.
Good thing that knows.
Here we go. Ken had just finished making his last delivery when he found an old box he didn't notice before in his truck. The address in the box was not on his usual route, but Ken decides to deliver because he's just that good a mailman. The address in the box leads to an eerily quiet apartment complex. So I don't get about the Grudge is like, does it depopulate these places? Does it like, are we like
by
in
necessity,
a Grudge dimension where they where no one else exists? Or, like, are we perceiving these places that would otherwise be active with people, or you know what I mean? Thank you, you get it. I think this level has some fun moments in it, if I remember where they are and how to trigger them. Turn right. So again, that level is emblematic of every single level in the game, to a certain extent.
That was like comically long.
Ah, well. And each one of these levels ends with the person you were playing as dying, which really doesn't motivate me to, like, you know, if I wasn't playing this for stream, if I was, or, you know, I wasn't a bad game connoisseur, I wasn't obsessed with finding the worst in gaming, that would sure, like, discourage me from playing the game, just knowing that there's nothing I can do to, like, protect my protagonist, that it's going to end the same way no matter what. And I guess, like, you know, there are narrative games where the character dies at the end, right? But then you have an entire story to get to know that character.
Yeah. You
have time to get to learn about them and to feel for them, to empathize with them. Not the case in this game, where the only character bio we get is this, right? So,
all right, you know how you go about treating a game like this. Then how you would do it?
How
is like you have it so that you don't have to play until your predestined time of death. Like, if a character dies, like, that is the end of that chapter. Like, that chapter just hard ends. On to the next one.
Sure, and it would just move you along speedily if you, like, just, you could speed run it by just getting your characters killed, basically.
Yeah. Because, you know, have it so that the characters can reach an end to their story. You know, maybe they could die at the end still, whatever. But, you know, if you die along the way, it's the same difference, isn't it? So you just have it like, okay, that chapter's done. You died. You lost that character.
Yeah, that would be a smart way to do it.
You know, and maybe, like, even if each character dies at the end, maybe you could have it so that if you can make it to the end of each chapter if you can make it to the end of each chapter, then the final chapter, or that's how you unlock the final chapter, not finding all the little MacGuffins. Like each character, when they get to the end of their chapter, if you survive all that way, they do something that has like a material difference in the world, right? And that adds up to the final chapter unlocking.
I swear to God, there's supposed to be like a jump scare or something here. Maybe I have to come back to it later.
Oh, there it
thank
is.
you. There we go. We got it. All right, I'm gonna stop opening that. Yeah, I don't know. What you suggested is a good idea. I'm sure someone could take an idea like that. What I always like to do, I used to write for a magazine, a zine, by the name of Indiepocalypse. It was a indie game bundle as well as a zine, or it still is. It's actually still ongoing, but I've stopped writing for it. But my message.
So it's dead to me.
So the message I've always tried to get across in the course of writing those articles, because it was primarily for like a crowd of indie developers, what was the primary demo, and the thing I always wanted to convey was just like, hey, these bad games have good ideas that are executed badly, and you, as indie developer, should be willing to look to bad games for ideas and be like, well, it didn't work in this context, but what can I do? How can I do this differently to make it successful? Or at the very least, to be unafraid to pursue your own ideas, to pursue your own game concepts, even if they're outside of the norm, even if they don't fall under conventional game design logic. I'm a big proponent of that. So I'm a big proponent of this game giving it a shot, at least, right? We can make fun of it. We can point out the inadequacies, and boy, howdy, there are a few. But what I said earlier, I think during one of the Say Something Nices, was that this is a genuinely novel concept. This could probably work on someone. They mentioned accessibility, and this works for someone who isn't like an avid gamer, right? I can imagine someone who is just like a fan of horror playing this game, getting something out of it. At least I like to imagine that. I like to pretend that happened. You would hope it happened.
No, I would like a mode for like someone who really isn't into gaming, where you can just play player 2 without needing a player 1. So you just watch like a long play of this, and like while you're watching, you can just press buttons to like make that happen.
To pop yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as much interactivity as I would need. Ding dong. So we're supposed to deliver the mail here, but
hey, this is not. I would be like remiss to say this is even tangentially related.
Sure.
And it's really kind of has no place in me asking this during the show right now, but you ever play the zombies mode that much in Modern Warfare? Or not Modern Warfare, in Call of Duty in general?
No. No, I can't say I have. Wasn't my bag. Wasn't my cup of tea.
No, I was just kind of thinking about what if, like, Call of Duty Zombies mode had, like, player 1 sat on the couch playing the game, player 2 was sitting next to him, and, like, just hitting buttons to make zombie faces pop up.
I did another save state for safety, by the way.
I don't know, has anyone ever tried that? Like, how many people have actually sat there playing, not Call of Duty, any game? How many of y'all have tested out to see if other games have player 2 can make jump scares happen? There could be so many games that have this feature and we don't know it because no one's tried it. Box.
You think we would have noticed this earlier or something? Got this box in her arms this whole time. Not the smoothest animation for her coming out of the box. Doesn't
ghost gas. Ew.
All right, gotta pull the Wiimote back when that arrow shows up.
I think you're deftly dodging social interactions with her.
Yeah. I have anxiety. Oh, get out of here. I guess we're not going back in there. Okay. Down! I know part of this is the fact that Wiimote on PC is suboptimal. I have one of those sensor bars, USB sensor bars, that's supposed to make it, like at least a little bit better than just using the Bluetooth in the Wiimote, right? But couldn't get too close to that. You get too close, and there's like, well, we don't want you getting that close. We don't want you to see how low resolution these textures are or anything. God forbid. Okay.
So,
hold on.
Okay.
Gotta be this time, right? Mail's here. Let's put the envelope directly in her mouth. A diary fragment. See, I was right. As I usually am. My timing was just a little off. Oop, I see a little flashy thing.
What?
That sure was something. Not exactly sure what it was, but windy day. High five. Hey, don't mind me, I'll just be grabbing this.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite horror things. Horror films is the hands coming out of whatever.
As seen in Day of the Dead, I believe. Is that the third
I was going to
one?
reference that. Yeah. I think there's a lot of that in Fatal Frame as well. At least the first one. I was going to say that I've mentioned before that I have like a lot of original characters and stuff.
I believe it's come up before.
I was posting years ago that in like a art server, I had made a new character that was like an Onryo, and just posted a drawing of her and I said, okay, her name is 624. Because that's just what her name was, 624. And someone posted some Japanese text and said, like, yeah, that's just my guess of what you meant. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And they said Roku Nishi, so I guess that's 624 in Japanese. And they said it roughly translates to like an improper, unsatisfactory death. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good name for like an Onryo. I was like, yeah, that's cool. It's actually a reference to the band Chicago.
25 or 6 to 4.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd.
But that's cool too. I like the improper,
dweeb.
unsatisfactory death. I have a second Onryo character that is a reference to Dokken. Or Dokken, I'm sorry.
Christ.
Her name's Miss Scary, as in Mr. Scary. That song.
Not even referencing like heavy metal bands or not even metal bands. I was just thinking to myself, this place could use some redecorating. A new coat of paint. We'll get it started. I think that leaves this door.
Do I have any music reference character names that you would approve of?
Slime Generator says that spiel from Charkie was the scariest part of the stream by far. Don't you love how much our fans love us? It's Someone's playing a tuba behind me. Thank God I'm shut in here.
I'm not that fat.
Who is it? I would love to answer the door, but I'm drying my hair. Oh, I think there's blood coming out of the sink. We'll never know. Ah, there we go. Yeah, again, someone's got to check the pipes here. This whole place is not up to code. If I'm not an expert by any stretch. I've lived in apartments, but boy howdy, this one's the pits. I'm gonna do another quick save just because I feel like Something's coming up. Almost as if I played this before. On stream, even.
Okay, there's a character called Painkiller after the Judas Priest album. Is that good enough for you?
Good enough is. Why did the game, like, pause there for, like, a full pregnant, like, 10 seconds?
No clue. You having an asthma attack? Are you okay?
Oh, this is something slightly different.
I feel like a number of games have done this.
Don't worry, she won't see us so long as I keep the Wiimote in the center of the circle.
Good thing the Wii remote is extremely accurate.
Phew! Breathe a deep sigh of relief. Thank God that's over with.
Oh no, cats! I'm afraid of cats!
Dramatic much? It's a child, my dude. Scared of a kid, man? Okay. Can we go back in? No. Can't reinvestigate the scene of the crime.
Do you want one of my character names that is A, going to pop you, and B, going to make you extremely angry at me?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
There's a character I have named who calls himself Darren Gray. You know the reference?
The magician, the British.
No,
Yeah, I was right. The
visual
illusionist.
The visual
Oh,
K
Duran
band.
Gray. Okay.
Darren Gray. Been fucking JoJo pilled since I was 13, so.
Garbage Day. Woo!
I didn't used to do that with my character names. Like, I didn't used to, like, go all full music reference, but at a certain point in adulthood, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm making these for me.
Yeah, all my characters just belong to the same story. They're just characters
Same.
in a story that I've never written and will probably
Same.
never write. Yeah.
Same.
So in that sense, it is just for me, but...
And that's why I want the money to just, like, hire people to make art for me. So I
make
can
art for you. Hire people to write for me, so...
Oh, not the writing part. The writing's special. The writing is all me.
Yeah, I'm not that
stay
precious
with
about
me.
it. I'll just... Don't worry, there's glass in between us. Nothing bad could happen.
Crap. This feels like the moment where you're gonna die.
What gives you that idea?
Oh, an ambulance! That wasn't supposed to happen.
I thought that looked way cooler in my head. Oh. Well, the coast is clear. Ah, just kidding.
Have a breath mint or something, jeez. Giant Baggett asks, why does no one ever try punching these two?
Good question. All who are touched by the curse will die, and with their deaths, all new curse be born. Yeah, we got that the first time. Wow, was the game really? We got that the first time too. Ay.
But they say, and a new curse will be born, but like you never see any more ghosts other than those two. Like, we're not getting haunted by the woman who was walking your dog or the woman who woke up in the hospital.
I want to take a look at these level names real quick.
Sure.
The Rundown Factory.
Uh-huh.
The Abandoned Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
The Derelict Apartments.
Yeah.
The Security Guard's Ordeal.
The Ordeal is a place.
It's a state of being, and that's as good as a residence, as good as a fixed address, if you ask me. See, now people can see the loading screen because I moved the text a little up. Isn't that? Aren't you all thankful for that? Doesn't make a world of difference. Look, I knew this with the stream deck too. Oh wait, no, there's no message on screen. I can move the chat left and right.
Oh.
Everyone loves that photo. That one photo of the family with all the faces blacked out. It's the only photo his family has taken together. Check this out. Whoa, spooky. Where'd the text go? Where'd the chat go?
Right.
Oh no. Okay, there we go. Well, time to get to work. Ghosts in the works again. Ghosts in the pipes. They call us in for this once every, like, couple days. Yeah, we got a whole routine. I got a clipboard. It is August when this game takes place.
It'll be the 24th and the 31st on the same day. Get it out of the way.
This is the hardest level by merit of being, like, I think the longest level. With the least amount of batteries.
Alright, it's like hard in quotes.
Oh, we should probably figure out who our guy is. Hiro, a devoted father who works as a security guard, is working the graveyard shift, ooh, ominous, when a suspicious figure appears in a security camera. Immediately after, the power goes out in the building. Grabbing a flashlight, he leaves his post to go check the circuit. Oh, he's leaving his post.
Yeah, I'm
Bad employee, if you ask me.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't, like, Americanize all the names.
No, I mean, they didn't even Americanize all the signs in the game.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's...
Well, a game like this it's such a singularly Japanese franchise, even with the American remake.
That's what I was trying to say, was, like, it's already a thing with an American remake, so you might as well just go the whole way.
The American remake takes
American
place
version.
in Japan. Doesn't it?
Like I said, I never saw the American remake, so I don't know.
I think Sarah Michelle Gellar moved to Japan. And so all the events of the movie happen in Japan. I could be completely misremembering that, but it sounds good.
I mean, I've never seen it, so you could be right. I just know there was an American remake. I assumed that it took place in America.
And guess what? This level
or with
takes
American
place in a
characters.
mannequin factory.
No,
Weird
it takes
faces on
place.
these mannequins, but
It takes place in security guards Ordeal.
that's right. Well, now there's your problem. Love how the camera has to go up so it can go into the default position because they couldn't compensate for the camera being out of position for these scripted scenes. Wouldn't that be scary if that happened? Luckily, it's just a mannequin, so it was all just in our imagination. That's as real as real can be. Bloody handprints.
I forgot I had these buttons for like a solid 15 minutes.
Yeah, you've been giving me a breather from it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been scaring me so much, and it finally has given my pulse a chance to sort of decline a little bit, get back to a resting pulse. But then those red hands got me. Cute little machine, whatever that is. Cute little kid, whoever that is.
I did not press that button. Game is taking liberties now.
So a lot of rooms, a lot of doors. The trick in this level is figuring out what the intended route is and sticking to it, which is good practice for the last level in the game, which gives you no extra batteries, if I recall correctly.
How many mannequins do you have to own before it's creepy? One?
Just the one. That's all it takes. Creepy dress. Imagine if a ghost was wearing it. Ooh. Like her. Ooh.
I love how that one doesn't even go all the way down. Like, it gets halfway through and it's like, yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah, you get the gist of this. You get.
Unlike the little boy, which just stays on screen well after it's over.
Oh, they're not going to let me out of this room. Okay, no, there we go. We've already come dangerously close to depleting this battery, by the way. And that's definitely not going to help.
Boo.
Every jump scare takes a little bit off my battery. Is this printer going to do anything scary? Is it going to show us something? Is it going to print out a creepy picture of a creepy face or something?
It's gonna print out a picture of your battery level.
Oh no, it's a black fax! They're wasting so much ink. I think there are supposed to be faces on it developing, but
Yeah.
we can stand here and watch our battery deplete in real time too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll check back in on that. Maybe it'll be finished. The printer queue will be done by the time we.
There's gonna be a butt on it.
These ghosts can be pranksters too. Battery? An alkaline battery, no less.
Ah. Yes.
Now it lasts twice as long as the other battery. No, all the batteries are the same.
1993, good year.
Thank God for that battery. Whoa, those papers disappeared. Oh, they came back, though.
Papers!
We can continue to watch that printer queue, or we can try to beat this level. Anybody still working? Anyone in the office? Hello? Finally, I have the whole place to myself.
Don't look at that.
Not for you to see. Okay, doesn't look like there's anything over here. So we came all this way just to see that image slowly fade in. The battery life really is, like, fucking brutal in this game. Definitely something that keeps people from seeing the whole of the game. Especially combined with the need to collect every single one of the hidden items to unlock the last stage. Which, that last stage, by the way, in case it wasn't obvious, takes place in the house. The Grudge house.
In case you didn't remember when we said that earlier.
So it is, like, the level that people would want to play. Right? If you are a fan of Ju-on, the Grudge, that would be the level. That is the location. That is the haunted house. Did a TV or something turn on? Oh, computer turned on. The only thing scary about this is how bad their desktop management is. Can we not interact with it at all? I don't know if I turned it off or if it is turned off on its own. Isn't that spooky? Whoa! Okay. So, we collected one part of a PIN code, of a 3-digit PIN code. Do you think the security guard would just know the access codes in the building? Or have it written down somewhere? But no, we gotta go from room to room collecting individual numbers.
That's the second level of security. First is the guard, and second is hiding the passcode throughout the building.
Luckily, this is a fake door, so that narrows our options.
I remember in high school, there's a time where I wanted to leave clues around the school. Not towards anything. I just wanted to leave clues.
And say, you could have saved them, Mr. Policeman. It's...
Again, no, not towards any end. Just like, if you found it, it'd be like, oh, this is definitely some sort of clue to something, I guess.
And if you found the person who was committed enough to seek out all the clues, what would you have done?
Oh, I would never know.
You would never know. You would just, there's no follow-through.
Yeah, there's zero follow-through. It just... I wanted to make someone's day slightly weirder.
Ma'am, it's after hours. I'm going to need to ask you to leave. You're not supposed to be here. The place is pitch dark anyway, so it's... we're getting a few messages from people saying that we're dropping frames.
Yeah, I'm seeing a... I'm seeing a connection stuff on my end too, actually.
Are you now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly look into this very quickly. I can use my emergency intermission button to
On
see.
good.
I mean, my local recording is fine, so that's nice. But we'll see if there's something happening out there in the world that might be slowing my internet down. So be right back.
All right. Okay.
We are sort of back, folks. We have no idea what is going on with the connection dealio right now. If anyone can even hear us at this point, that's truly spooky, isn't it? We could be broadcasting to
Ooh.
no one right now. Ooh. So here's what we're gonna
It's
do.
like it's like the others. Spoilers.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna finish this playthrough out. We're just gonna continue. We're gonna keep on keeping on. The YouTube version of this will be unaffected because this isn't affecting our local recording at all. So we'll have that. If you can bear with us, folks, if you can stick with us on this, that's awesome. If not, we completely understand and we're sorry about this, but I don't have any control over what's going on right now. I can see we're dropping like 3% of our frames, that our bitrate is falling, but ultimately I checked our connection. There's nothing happening in the house right now. It is what it is, unfortunately.
And I hope they heard that message.
And I hope they heard that message.
Chat, you copy, chat?
Suppose we'll find out in time. Meantime, we're just gonna keep on keeping on.
And if they say they didn't understand what the fuck you said, I will type it in the chat.
Wait, did we do everything there was to do in that bathroom? I can't remember it.
Oh, fuck. I don't remember.
Let's check this bathroom anyway. Yeah, it's looking like a Twitch problem according to folk in chat. But, you know, nothing we can do about that. Oh. They'll never think to check inside the stall. Especially not underneath the stall, like we're doing right now. Oh, god damn it, not this again. They almost tricked you with that one. That one was almost tough. Okay. That's another digit.
Okay.
We're 2/3 of the way there. We have one battery left, which is 1/3 of the batteries we have, so... Now, you can't do the reflection trick when you don't have reflections in your game. You can't expect people to notice the little ghost boy in the bottom left corner of that. I don't remember if we explored the women's bathroom or not, but I'm just going to assume that there's probably nothing in there. I'm going to assume we're okay to proceed. I also did do another one of those saves, so... we should ultimately be okay. Even if we die, we'll be able to start like midway through, and I'll know the route that we need to take. Because I'm gonna trial and error my way through this one. Look at the dire state of that kitchen.
I'm still seeing the stream, and I'm still obviously able to interact.
Yes.
Obviously. But I'm getting a connection thing from Parsec that's saying, you know, you're having network performance issues. Try using 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Well, I'm using a wired Ethernet connection right now, but okay, I'll switch to Wi-Fi. That'll help.
Don't switch to Wi-Fi. Don't try to switch in the middle of
No,
this.
I know.
Oh, goddamn, we went backwards. The game tricked us. Kayako fucking ran a scheme on us. Flipped us around, turned us around.
It did make me double check my settings though to make sure that I was connected by Ethernet, because I had this issue like a while back where I wasn't aware that my computer had Wi-Fi on. So even though I had the Ethernet cable plugged in, it was connecting by Wi-Fi.
Oh, my OBS studio just straight up disconnected.
Oh. Well, this is just for us then.
Yep, we're just doing this. Ah, boy. That's cool.
Here, I'm gonna redeem 1,000 points to say something nice.
Am I going the wrong way again? It's so hard to tell because this is badly designed. Oh, whoa!
Whoa, what? Okay. Not
Somehow
just me,
the scariest thing that happened in game.
Welcome. Would you like to have a seat?
The gang's all here. Quite the party. And there's the last piece of the pin. I'm gonna go ahead and hide the chat, because I can't imagine. So, did she become the dress, or did the dress become her, or...
Oh, that's what happens when you say yes to the dress. It's horrifying.
I think we are near the end of this level. I definitely need a battery if we want to persist.
Is there any more batteries, or...
God, I hope so, and I hope there's one in this room, otherwise... Gotta check all 3 of these drawers. Wait, no, never mind. It's not actually a drawer you can open up.
What? Me?
Who knows? But it keeps you on edge, doesn't it? Ooh. Yeah, no batteries in here. Which means I don't know if we make it to the next, section. If I have to reload my save. Which would be the truly scariest thing of all. Is having to replay parts of this game. For a second time. A third time, even. A fourth time. Perish the thought. Or, the game could just give us a fucking battery.
Can give you a hand.
Thank you. 2 of them, even.
That's value.
We have all the pieces of the pin.
Open the door slowly. I don't know if someone's behind it or not. It's nowhere to tell.
Come on, put some pep in your step. We only have so much battery left. Come on. Okay, bathrooms. Wait, are we going the right way? I could die because I'm going the wrong fucking way right now because it's so easy to get turned around here.
Okay, I see what you meant by hardest level at this point.
I think this is the wrong way. Yep. Well, we're gonna get got by the ghoulie again, but then I'll load my save. I'll load my save state.
Where was your save state? I don't even remember.
I think it was around the time the stream died.
Do we remember what we were doing?
We were getting haunted.
Okay.
Cool. Bathroom.
Okay. 1. So...
Did we do these stalls? Did we check in on these stalls? I don't think we did. I think we missed this the first time, so it's a good thing Okay.
Alright.
I guess this would be part of security's job, is making sure there's no one in these stalls when there's not supposed to be. Oh! You don't say. So that's where that battery was fucking hiding. Well, that gives us a little more room to... a little bit more of the old wiggle room. So I'll have to go to the boys' bathroom, get the pin there. Wait, no, there's not a pin in the boys' bathroom, is there? Well, let's go in there anyway, because I'm so reset at this point. I'm so turned around, spun around, confused as to what we were doing and when that...
Still have double-digit viewers over on the Twitch page. We are not streaming out at this point.
No, we're certainly not. Alright, we're gonna do this sequence again. Let's see what happens if I hit the start streaming button again. Wait, what? Well, for God's sake, I looked away for 1 second. Stupid. Stupid. Stupid me, stupid game. Imagine having to replay this entire level multiple times over. Every time that you miss one of those. Just a singular one of those. Yeah, Twitch that's dead right now, by the way.
That's what I was talking about earlier with, when we played Ghouls. Like, imagine... Oh, there's your battery.
Well, that's when I just picked up, because, remember, we failed that QT in the boys' bathroom.
Well, I looked away for a second, and I looked back to see the QTE that I could do nothing about.
And that's the scariest thing of all, is not being able to help, not being able to save them.
Yeah, all my buttons do is, like, make JPEGs appear.
What more do you really need?
Johnny Baghead in the Discord chat. Guess that's where we have to do this now. Says, someone on Twitter I follow has automated going live tweets, and their timeline is 10 of them in a row from the last 15 minutes.
Whoopsies. Yeah, that's why you don't want to have bots set up for that stuff. Alright, QT, I'm prepared for it this time. Now this one less so. I guess I'm a little more prepared than I was the first time. I know it's gonna go left-right, so...
Uh-oh.
Good enough.
It really looked like you failed that, but sure.
Well, that increases the tension, doesn't it? It makes you think that you're gonna fail it.
Oh, we went live again.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, which it probably isn't, then
It probably isn't. Yeah, it's just going to be... Yeah, it's buffering now, so it's just going to be... Yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to close that.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. This gives us time to think about who we're going to raid, though.
Shut up. This is for the YouTube folk at this point. But
Yeah.
let it be known that we love doing the live show. And we love having chat. We love having chat to like get us through these things, to give us the pump us up, hype us up, give us their energy.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're basically just doing like a let's play, and like those are dark times. You don't want to go back to that.
Turn. Okay, now which direction do I need to go? I need a map, is what I need. Okay, so studio here. This should be the room with all the mannequins in.
Let's see. We have your maitre d' to the right. Oh, wait.
Yep, this is the place.
Didn't load correctly.
Now, surely that's emulation and not just like part of the actual like retail product, right? Surely they didn't leave that graphical error in so it would happen on a real way. Surely. I'll have to double check that. I'll have to watch a long play or something. Just to reconfirm.
No, it's not going to make you remember those numbers, right?
No.
Okay, good. No, yes, no.
And I don't think there's anything in the room behind us, so let's just keep going. Let's just get the fuck out of here. I'm sure there was maybe like a picture fragment or a piece of evidence or something that you can do by going in and out of the rooms. I think there's one of them in one of the bathrooms that you have to like walk in and out of. But we're definitely not messing with that. We're just going to load up the 100% save after we finish this level.
Yes. Yeah, Chad, you don't mind, do you? Yeah, they don't mind.
They're fine with it. It's cool. I wish you could knock over these things. I wish you could just like tip over the mannequins. That there were physics implemented into this somehow, so you can just fuck around with the environment. Be like, yeah, Ghost, I can do it too. I can also knock shit over. Do property damage.
I want to see a game, like maybe one of these exists, and I'm not aware of it. But I want to see a game that's like a haunted house simulator, like this, but like taking the Zach Bagans approach to hunting ghosts, which is just like negging ghosts and yelling at them and trying to make them feel bad.
Hey, you stupid bitch ghost! Where the fuck are you? You're not even real, idiot. If you were real, you would totally kill me right now. Come on, beat me in the head with a hammer, ghost. Just then, we heard an electronic voice phenomenon.
I had an idea for a game that would have been like... You ever see the... I know I've shown you at least one of them, but you ever see those videos of like ghost hunters out in... I don't remember what country, but it's somewhere in the Middle East, where their method of ghost hunting is just yelling at the ghost and like literally kicking down doors.
Whoa. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yes, that's a very specific one.
Yeah, like the guy is like yelling at ghosts to fuck off and like kicking down doors, and the ghosts are trying to shut the doors back, and he just like knocks the whole fucking thing off its hinges. Like, I want a game where you're that guy, where you're just really angry at ghosts and like...
Hero that he is, yeah.
Yeah, and like your means of excising ghosts is just to get in a ghost's face and yell "fuck off." Like, they're scared of you, like Angerfoot, but a paranormal game.
Well, luckily the power's back on now, so that's gonna do it. Everything is safe now. Nothing else can go wrong. Okay. Just my imagination.
Why would you turn back to check?
It's too unrealistic to believe. Oh! That's why. I want to double check that it is in fact turned on. Cool.
It's really boy in here right now.
My aching back. Amazing how all these characters have the same arm. How everyone in this family just genetically has the same exact arm.
It's you know, it's a dominant gene.
Could have sworn I closed that.
What do those motions like translate to?
Point the Wiimote in that direction.
No. I mean, what actions is your character taking?
No idea. Yeah,
Like,
this gives a good place to stop, right? This is just stop right in the middle of this hallway.
Yeah. Ooh, she must be out of breath by now. I'm safe.
They let us take 2 steps forward. And 4 steps back.
End of chapter.
Can't get away from that one. No, I didn't get a game over. I lived. That's an episode cleared. Wow, was the game really that scary for you?
Mm-hmm. Again, I would like to see this played with a mouse, like in stone hands.
Okay. So, at this point in your playthrough of the game, you would recognize the importance of the items found. If this is your first time playing, you would recognize that, oh man, I sure missed a lot of these. And what, you mean I need to replay those levels if I wanted to collect these? I would need to go back and redo these again and see all the same scares again?
No, thank you. Let me just go to GameFAQs and see if I can
download a save from Last Cassidy. Here we are. Here's my save. Here's what the completed files look like. You can't zoom in on them or see anything in them.
You're still missing a piece from that one, though.
Yeah, no, that one is that's just part of the parcel there. That's because it's her eye there. The eye needs to be there because it's...
Oh, yes. His wife had a giant eye for a head.
So, okay. Final stage, the cursed house. Let's do it. And this is arguably the best stage. Because it's the one that people would want to see. It's the house.
The house in the Haunted House Simulator.
Run down piece of shit, isn't it? They just moved here, you know? That's why they're all cursed. That's the mistake they made. That's the sin they committed, is that they moved into a house. Which, again, another thing I don't love about the franchise here is just, like, these people aren't, like, bad people. They haven't done anything to deserve this. They're not, like, you know, slasher movie teens who are just, like, perpetually horny and neglecting their responsibilities. They're not, like, bad people who have comeuppance coming to them. There's some poor saps who moved into a house and didn't do, like, their due diligence in looking at the real estate notes or, like, you know. That's it. Ivy. I can't believe Ivy's. Who was that creepy woman? Mom, Dad, Ken. No one's picking up. What in the hell's going on in this place?
What do you mean no one's picking up? You walked into
their phones.
A house.
Their phones, I would presume she means. All right, so we're back to Erica, who we played in the abandoned factory. Erica was assaulted by a mysterious figure in the rundown factory, but was able to escape thanks to Ivy's courageous effort to save her master. Erica calls her family, but no one is picking up, feeling something is not right, so you don't fucking say. Erica returns. home. And here we are in the Grudge house.
Oh, now they're calling back.
And open that. Now, remember, this one, I don't think there's... Maybe there's one extra battery and that's it. Luckily, the house is small. There's only so many places you can go. And there is like a prescribed order that you need to go to them in. So dilly-dallying will get you killed. Will get us
really need
killed.
to call an exterminator.
Yeah, no kidding. And someone needs to do something about the, like, unplugging this, the plug in the bathtub here. This is grody.
Alright, well, everything's as it left it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Alright, time to move on.
Everything's normal here. All good in this room. Okay, I think we need to go upstairs. You can't open that door yet. We will in time.
Oh.
Look how messy the floor is. I don't think that's ghost activity. I think this is just a family of slobs. That's her going downstairs to clean up. Yeah, it's... Oh?
I left the baby on. That's extremely bright. That's why I don't like having standalone alarm clocks, because they're always so fucking bright.
They'll keep you up just looking at them.
Yeah.
It's illuminating the room. Cute kitty.
Cute kitty.
I think there is an incredible moment coming up. Alright, which key is this? Is this the key for the living room downstairs, or is it a key for another one of the upstairs rooms? We'll find out. Room key. Great, that's nice and fucking specific.
Yes. Can we see that cat again? Thank you.
There he is. Oh, that actually sucks, is that I lost battery while that was happening. We only have so much.
Oh, okay. I'll try not to hit the full screen ones.
I'm in heaven!
This means,
Oh!
So,
I went up instead of pushing forward.
Something about the Matrix.
So that was funny, but then we died. And now it's less funny. Now I hate it. Now I'm, angry about it. Not angry, but, you know.
But you weren't a sissy.
That's true. I proved I wasn't a sissy. Ultimately, that's what counts.
If you ain't a sissy, you'll get eaten by these cats. Alright, for the last chapter, I will lay off of the jump scare buttons. So you can get through it with no distractions.
I'm just waiting for you to trigger it the second that you're able to. I'm just waiting for you to... The millisecond this cutscene ends that we can't skip.
No, that would be too obvious.
Yeah, something Ivy. Okay. We know that door. We know the bathroom. There we go.
Alright, now I'll stop.
That's especially dangerous on the stairs. I might trip and fall. I can't see where I'm going.
I live in a place without snow. You know, I live in, like, the deep south. But I always really wanted to go, like, tobogganing and sledding and that kind of stuff. Never had the opportunity. So as a very little kid, what I would do is I would get, like, a piece of cardboard, and I would just sit on the cardboard and, like, throw myself down the stairs.
Yep. Laundry basket works for that, too.
Yeah.
And again, this is fun the first time. The second time you gotta do it. The third time you gotta do it. The fourth, the fifth, the
Do you
sixth.
want to save state, or is it, you know, just not that far enough in?
I'll save state just to be safe. Just because I don't appreciate this game and what it's doing to me here. And the lack of checkpointing. Which is egregious. I don't care how short these levels are, how short this game is. Padding out the playtime by just forcing you to redo entire sections to experience the same scares ad infinitum until you get it right sucks. It's just mean design. Bye, kitties. Give us a bright spot in this dour game. Okay, so there's a few more rooms up here. Let's see if any of these doors open.
Success.
Not even a jump scare there. Nothing.
Did you close the door or just automatically be like, you know what, this room's not important?
They automatically close it. Check here. Was that you?
No, that was not me.
Must be because of this book here. That's why it was pages from the book, is because it's hinting at this.
You know, if the Wii just had a better resolution, you could actually read the clue that was on there.
It says, "Watch out, there's ghosts around. You don't want to be here. Don't move into this house." Oh, wait, too late. Yeah, you're just fucked, dude. Speaking of fucked, dude. So now we're going to be visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future. By the ghosts of our dead family members. I think I need to go downstairs now with the key I have in hand. Yeah, as we near the end of this... Oh, you go
You need to go to room with the key you have.
With the key for the room. So as we near the end of this little excursion, of this little horror adventure, not to be confused with survival horror, this is a haunted house simulator here. The pacing is what really kills it. The slow movement speed. But it's not even the lack of gameplay, right? I think a premise like this, if it was done properly, with the proper amount of love, care, and an eye for, like, really building the atmosphere up. Maybe a system with better fidelity than the Wii. I know the Wii was uniquely positioned to have the motion controls, to have you immersed in that sort of way. And, you know, ultimately it doesn't use these controls right. It barely utilizes the controller. It'd be so much easier to play with just a regular-ass controller. Preferable, really. But, yeah, I think being on the Wii definitely hurts this game. I think the inability to get, like, proper HD out of the Wii. The low texture quality, the lack of, like, effective lighting in most cases. All these contributing factors, which diminish the scare potential of this haunted house simulator. And when combined with just how torturously paced this is, and the fact that what is, like, the culmination of the story, this last level here, is something that, like, 95% of players would never see. Because who's going to go through the efforts of collecting each of those individual pieces, solving those puzzles for themselves, besides me? Mm-hmm. Right? So, I don't know.
I think it was really forward thinking of them to make an itch.io game in 2009.
Okay. I'm prepared. I'm ready. Any direction it asks me. Oh, that was it?
Yeah, I would really want to like this game, because this type of horror is my thing. Like,
and very unique for a video game. Admittedly,
yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, even, like, the idea of, like, you know, the Wiimote, maybe it would have worked better on Kinect.
Don't say things we can't take back.
Okay, this is, I think, is the key we need. If I could just turn around.
And for dinner.
Eat up. Okay.
The other room key.
So now all we need to do Small ask, but get back up to the top floor before this battery runs out.
Oof.
Assuming we don't get stuck on a... Ah! I hate you, Wii. I hate the Wii. I hate the Wiimote. You talk about the Switch being a bad console. Fuck the Wii. I wanted to love the Wii so bad. I wanted it to be my rail shooter console. I wanted it to be my dedicated light gun game channel or console, but can't always get what you want. Instead, we have janky bullshit like this that doesn't fucking work. Why can't I open this door? This is the way we came in, and there we go. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
When did we last save? I think I saved more recently than you might think.
Okay. Last one I remember was right before the cats. Yeah, I was right.
Fuck! Third time's the charm. At least we theoretically know where to go. So now it's just a matter of doing the thing. And again, so even for the 5% of players who would make it to this level, to have your progress handicapped by just the battery, which is just truly a horrible system. I get wanting to have some sort of time limit. You need to have some sort of stake that if there's no combat, besides the QTs that you need to mash your way out of, which, you know, that's it. Just have that. Don't have this fucking battery system. Don't have a time limit on the levels like this. This doesn't add anything. It just adds frustration. Which I guess is adding something. It's just not anything good.
This is around the era, like this game is tangential to the development of horror games that I ended up not liking. This doesn't have anything to do with like Amnesia or Slender or anything like that. But this is around the era where I felt like a lot of horror games just got tedious to play.
Yes, most certainly.
And this isn't influenced by those things that I think led to that tedium. But it's not making its own case very well.
You know, this could just be because I don't know Japanese homes, but it's so hard to figure out where the doors are in this fucking living room. What is actually constitutes a door? Maybe it's the fact that the glass is completely tinted and painted in a way that doesn't let you see through it.
It's like that King of the Hill skit where like they stay at a hotel and they're like, "Oh, the hotel was so tiny," and the person's like, "Did you not go through the entryway?"
Well, I don't know. What would you do, divorced from franchise, to make a game of this sort? What would you have in it? What would the theme be? What would the horror be, as it were?
I mean, if I was doing divorced from this franchise, I don't know. Like, you're asking me to make a horror game in general. Like, I don't know, because there's a lot of different ideas I could go with. But I think I could expound or like develop upon like what we were talking about earlier, what I was talking about earlier, which is if you want to have something like this, where there is like, you know, your character is going to die at the end of a chapter, right? Then you build that into the game where, you know, like you get each character's life will, you know, terminate at the end of the chapter, but you're building up to doing something, like activating some switch or changing something in the world that will change something for a future character. And if that character dies before you get that far, well, that chapter's over. Next character's going to have like a harder time of it, perhaps.
This was the door I needed to open. This was the door I couldn't get the fuck out of.
But like, you know, if you succeed with every character, then, you know, you get the final level or something because everyone has fulfilled their thing, and maybe the final character, and the final character can survive, and the final character can make it out alive because of everyone else's sacrifice.
Yeah, it's a basic system of incentive. It's a basic thing to motivate the player, to make them feel like their actions aren't completely fucking pointless.
And also, I think a game like that would need to be pretty speedy, because if you're playing these levels over and over again, saying like, okay, I'm going to get the run where everyone survives, then yeah, you don't want to waste a lot of time on the player's
We're gonna
part.
run out of battery again because these doors don't fucking open. No! Oh my god.
Well, at least you dropped the save more recently.
Good fucking god. What a horrible... I take back whatever I said about this being the best level. Fuck this shit. This sucks. This fucking blows. Just get me out of here. There we go. Jesus Christ.
Is this before or after you got the key?
I think we're good. Or are we? Because I don't see a key in the top left. I think you might be right.
Yeah, I think you saved before you got that key. Load that save back up. Every moment counts. Or every tick of the battery counts.
I know we can make it. You gotta remember, that door, that specific panel, the one right next to this door, so it's entirely possible to trigger the wrong door because they're too close to each other. Look, Feel Plus were competent hands. They made a few games that I like Mind Jack. I'm sure there's other ones, but... but, like, ultimately, what circumstances lead to a game like this turning out the way it does? With so many issues, in terms of gameplay, presentation, premise...
Money and time.
Lack of depth. Yeah, it's money and time. What it always comes down to. On some sort of fucking level. I've seen people speculate that the participation of the director as a creative lead on the project may have like hampered it somewhat. That's rarely if ever the case. Usually when you have the involvement of a director or some other like film type or someone who's an outsider to the industry, to the games industry, usually people supersede them. People are usually like, no, that wouldn't work. Here's why. So here's what we're going to do instead. Usually there are people who will prevail in an instance like that. So I wouldn't lay the blame on that guy's feet. Even on the best of times, even when they're firing at all cylinders and given all the time and money in the world, Feel Plus were still nothing if not janky. Coming from Kavia, coming from the studio that brought you Drakengard and eventually Nier. And
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell standalone complex on PS2. Games they're famously janky, that are famously very uneven, that people can appreciate the merits of, for sure, and there are merits to all these games. They are original, they are unique concepts in a lot of cases. And even in ones that are kind of boilerplate genre fare, they at least do things with the premise, with the narrative, with characters, with whatever, to have some level of something, operating on some other sort of level.
They made Dogs of Bay, and that's gotta count for something.
Goddamn right.
You have enough battery. I didn't do anything. Did you have enough battery to finish this?
Yes.
I found your hat.
Dad, don't worry. I found your hat. Everything's gonna be all right. Yeah, so I think this is all scripted. I think this is all on rails. Unless there's one last segment we have to do up here.
One last suck. QTE.
Those would be the body bags that Takeo, when he killed his family, left their bodies up here. And no one thought to clean up. That was
success.
A yeah.
I don't know. You got up, so I guess you're alive. Uh-oh.
Luckily, all I have to do is press the A button here.
Okay.
Then I think maybe make my way down the stairs. I hear Ivy. Come on.
I told you should have loaded your save when you went the wrong way. Let the record show.
Get down the stairs faster, lady! Oh, come on!
I knew it.
And again, this is a very real use case. Yeah, this sucks. And yes, it sucks. Like, what is happening right now, the fact that we have to do this for a what, third time? Fucking sucks. But, think about this. That happened to players who played this game. On their Wiis, without the benefit of save states, without the benefit of rewind or modern amenities. This is reality for some people. And they would not be starting over midway through. They'd be starting at the top of the fucking level after having had to have replayed the previous levels in the game, each 5 or 6 times each to get all the different pieces or whatever, of the different items, the different collectibles you need to unlock this stage. So a player would already be well conditioned by this point. Just accept, like, the tedium of this. But, like, ultimately, this is the game's unforgivable sin. More than anything else, more than the fact that it's just not particularly scary, which, you know, subjective. I'm sure there's people who are legitimately scared by this game, like that bloody disgusting writer who keeps bringing this fucking game up. But, it's just, when your game is this short, and the big set piece, the big thing that everyone is buying the game for, people who were buying this game were Ju-On fans, ostensibly. We're familiar with the franchise and its characters and its works and so on and so forth. You would have to be to buy a game called Ju-On the Grudge, just sight unseen otherwise.
Unless you're in PAL regions and you see that box art and you're like, well, I gotta get this.
Well, it seems scary as shit. That lady's scared. She's hiding behind that couch, for Christ's sakes.
Look at this Polkrode on the cover.
It's T. Kanazawa guy, you know. I trust everything he says, implicitly. To hold this off, to lock content behind 100% completion, and not just, like, you know, beating the levels, but, like, solving some pretty obtuse, like, puzzles, puzzles, as it were. Puzzles isn't the right word. To do things in sequence, to discover the patterns in sequences, and to backtrack and to figure out what triggers the events, and how to find all those hidden items. And they are hidden, and some of them behind more obtuse means than others. To game all that out just to get to the set-piece location from the movie, the one place that people would be familiar with, if they were familiar with the franchise. This is the one thing they would be able to, like, you know, attach themselves to, besides the characters, I guess. Just constantly popping up everywhere else. Just a fundamental, like, contempt for the audience there is the only way I can interpret that. That, or just cluelessness. No matter how you slice it, though, just a truly terrible decision to extend the game as artificially as they did, with the lack of checkpointing, with the battery system, with the QTE failures. Top to bottom. Now we should just have barely enough battery, right? A little more than last time, even. And then the demand that instead of being able to enjoy this place, instead of being able to, like, take the scenic route through this house, this familiar house, which is like a character in and of itself in this film franchise, to not be able to appreciate any of the detail or work that went into it, because you're on such a strict time limit, truly baffling. That they could reach this point in the development and not recognize that they had fucked up fundamentally somewhere. That something had gone horribly, horribly wrong.
Sure, get this last QuickTime event correct so you die correctly.
You know, some mornings you just crawl out of bed, right? You know, some mornings you just don't feel like getting up and walking down the stairs. We've all been there. This would be a great time to leave, by the way. This would be a great time to open the door and get the fuck out of here, but...
Now, let's see where she's going with this. I'm willing to hear you out. Right, yeah. Good point. Whoa!
are the items we collected. Everything is as it should be. Everything returned to where it belongs. The body's in the attic. The scribble on the floor.
That thing.
Downer ending, huh?
Yeah. Not a lot of horror ends with happy endings.
And that will do it for Juan the Grudge. You know what that means.
Yep.
Time to hit my fucking screen. Doesn't feel like I earned that. Okay. We
now
got
do it
most
on
of our
hard
thoughts out.
mode.
Yeah, now do it again to get the real ending.
Yeah.
You must replay. It's a trick by Satan. Again, really wanted to like this.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to be the contrarian and just be like, no, this is cool. Actually, this is neat. It's a neat premise. It's one of the
Me
most
bloody disgusting.
It's one of the most, faithful adaptations of a horror property to a video game, in that it evokes, the horror of the movie without gamifying it too much, without taking away, without, putting a bunch of mechanics on top of it that would distract from what should be the underlying, the core of it, which is the horror. But ultimately, does that result in a game that's fun? No, of course not. It resulted in this, which was critically savaged.
I would say it wouldn't even necessarily have to be fun, because it wants to be like a haunted house simulator, right? It could just be immersive. I think the real problem was that it's frustrating.
Yes. It's just the implementation of everything being as tortured and tedious and inconvenient as possible.
And real strict by the end.
And so even if you were someone who was susceptible to the scares here, which, there's gotta be someone out there, right? But by the 5th or 6th time you're encountering the same scare, that's a quick way to, Naoto Oshima. That name's familiar. By the 5th or 6th time, you should be, desensitized to the scares, right? That, you come to predict them, and then what are you playing the game for? That if you're not even getting scared by the game, if it's not even effective in its ability to catch you off guard because you become so programmed through sheer repetition, if it becomes more tedious and does scary, then, ultimately, what are you playing it for? And who's making it to the last level at that point? Who's persevering all the way through to see this to the conclusion, to see the part that they bought the fucking game for? So again, I say, just a fundamental failure of understanding what it is to make an interactive software product. But we do have one last bit of business here. Wow, was the game really that scary for you? Aren't Scorpios usually more enigmatic? What do I think about that? That was Juan the Grudge Haunted House Simulator. Done and dusted. Which means I can finally sit down again, which I'll be fucking happy to do. Vamp for 5 seconds.
Oh. So now it's time for us to play the sequel, which was only released on J2ME devices. It is a side scroller where you have to collect 100 grudge points to end the. Yeah.
All right. Close out of that. And this is going to feel so weird cutting to this epilogue screen. And no one being there in chat. No one being there on Twitch for us to raid.
Except the real fans who are just sitting on the Twitch page waiting, are they going to come back?
They always
come
back.
An hour.
So, in lieu of the usual, hooks we would do at the end, we'll still do the promo and plug and whatnot at the end, just for the sake of, for doing it. But, yeah, I'm glad we replayed that. Wish it turned out a little better. But, what can you do? That's the true horror of life, is the unexpected. Is not being able to know. But, okay. It is good to reapproach this game with the benefit of 6 years of being able to get my thoughts in a bit more of a row, having a co-commentator to jump scare me and to keep me engaged in this. So I thank you again for that, Charkie. Do you think someone could draw inspiration from this game and come up with something unique, divorced from the IP, that is similar take on the genre, as it were, a haunted house simulator for the modern day?
I feel like a lot of that probably exists, if not in like a large game that I can. You know what? PT.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
That's like PT is like, I think, the natural evolution of this, and then that's dead. But like a lot of games came out of the PT's wake, so I think we're seeing games that are like, you know, haunted house simulators in this vein. Maybe didn't take inspiration from this in particular.
No, certainly not. No one did, I don't think.
But I think the whole haunted house simulator did come to pass. Like we've done what's it called? Layers of Fear on this channel.
That's right.
As well. So yeah, like it was a good idea that I don't think at the time a lot of people were
ready
doing.
for.
Like non-combative, just like, you know, Hall of Mirrors horror style things. This one didn't pull it off.
No.
But we would eventually see the concept kind of, you know, come around, get a more fair approach to it, like get the treatment it deserved. Maybe not Layers of Fear, but other games.
No, I think it's a fair conclusion to make. I think other games have taken this idea, this concept, the core of the concept, not from this directly, but you're right. You know, what is that whole wave of Slender likes that came out at a moment in time? This running through the forest and collecting pages and trying not to die and having no means of defense. I guess what is that if not the evolution of the haunted house simulator idea?
Yeah, like, I mean, you know, as much as I say I don't like what Amnesia did, like, Amnesia also kind of like is really the one that spurred people on to make non-combative horror games, I feel. You know, that along with Slender. And I think, you know, we saw sort of like the melding of that along with what this was trying to do in PT and the things that came after PT. Again, not to say that any of that was inspired by Ju-on the Grudge on the Wii. But, you know, the ideas that they were trying to go for here is
that they were trafficking in, yeah.
Yeah, it's something that we would thankfully see eventually done
better.
Yeah.
Yes. And, you know, that's sort of the Field Plus story in that. That's the story of Cavia, of all these studios that assembled under the AQ Interactive banner and put out the games they wanted to put out, for better or for worse, and then had to pass off to other studios, like a Nier, for example, which, you know, people like the original Nier, but, you know, what is the Nier that broke out? Automata. And, you know, it took someone else to sort of refine those ideas. It took more seasoned developers with a little more production budget behind them, too, and a little bit more of an idea of what works and what doesn't, just from, like, having observed, having learned from the previous installments in the series, to be able to still experiment, but to do it in a much more marketable way. And this game, they certainly had the ability to market this. They certainly tried, but maybe they shouldn't have, because I don't think anyone should play this fucking game. Folks, you watch us play it. That's good enough. Just live vicariously through us. Never mind the fact we didn't 100% it. Never mind the fact we didn't collect all the files or whatever. Anyway, that will do it for us here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. We're unable to raid right now because there's no Twitch to send people raiding on. So we'll just say that if you like what you saw here today, consider subscribing on Twitch when it works, pledging on Patreon, and joining our Discord server, which I will hit them with a link to the Discord server because I happen to have that on the Stream Deck. It's for no one, but I did it anyway. I pressed the button and I made a thing happen on screen. That's incredible technology. Consider joining the Discord server. If you are one of our supporters, you can gain access to the Patreon Saints channel, wherein you can vote for upcoming playthroughs and make suggestions that we will heed. for stuff you want to see on the show. Even if you don't financially support us, by the way, you can still join the Discord and just hang out, chill with us. But if you can't financially support us, we completely understand. If you would still like to support the show in some sort of way, consider sharing our YouTube archives with folk you might know. We have a playlist called Suggested Viewing, which is some of our hand-picked episodes that we're quite proud of. We think they make for good onboarding, good introductions to the channel. So consider sending some of those to the folk in your life. Or maybe you know someone who's a big J-horror fan. Maybe you know someone who's a huge fan of The Ring, so you can show them our Ring Terrors Realm playthrough. And I think that'll be a perfect fit for them. Or show them this. I don't know. Leave it to your discretion. We will be back. We will always be back this Thursday with the return of Enter the Matrix. More Johnny Baghead antics on the stream. Happy to see that. Happy to have him on. Happy to see more of that game. Saturday with something or other. It's always something.
I already know what our theme is going to be. I'm just going to say that we are keeping in the spirit of Halloween this coming Saturday.
Very good. And then there's...
And we'll... You know what? I can tease this. We will have Sid on for that one.
Very good. And then there is one more game we're going to play through fully. If we can manage it. Starting...
If Twitch comes back.
Starting next Tuesday. Should I spoil that one? I think I will. It's Clock Tower 2, The Struggle Within, also known as Clock Tower Ghost Head in Japan. The worst of the Clock Tower games. Maybe one of the worst survival horror games. Maybe one of the worst games. That's something we've written about on the website before, so you can get a sneak preview of the game there. But it's going to be my first time revisiting that game since writing that article back in the day. And I'm still not fully sure how we're going to approach it and the multiple endings and so forth. We'll have to play some of that by ear, but... Hey, you're living in the future right now if you're watching this on YouTube. You tell us how it went.
Yeah.
Tell us how we did. Thank you again, folk, for watching this far in. Sorry to folk who tried to watch live, and we thank you for turning out for it. Thank you for turning up, even if it was only temporary on that front. So if you're watching this, finishing this out on YouTube, if you're present for the stream, or if you're just like a YouTube viewer, we appreciate you either way. Thank you. And we sincerely hope you were spooked by Ju-on the Grudge. I have been Creepy Cassidy. Ooh. What's your funny name gonna be, Charkie?
And I've been meow Charkie.
Very good. We'll be back, like we said. Can I also do the... Hold on, I'm gonna find out now if I have that throat thing in me. There
you go.
Bye!
Good night, everybody.